Alrighty, people, another real Dynasty rookie draft stream for you. It is the best time of the year. It feels like Christmas every single day because we keep streaming our real Dynasty rookie drafts. We appreciate you for being here with us. Got a fantastic stream for you today. Obviously, I want to start the stream by giving a big shout out to everybody in our Charlie League. Appreciate y'all for being a part of what we do. A lot of OGs here, but we got D Tarn, Zaddy Daddy, Rub My Chub, Jared, Spartan Kick, JRVL, Professor Sets, Back in 82, OG, and NYG Street. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. Hey, if you're watching this, this is what's going to happen tonight. All right, we're going to do a real rookie draft. Now, you need to be aware that there are some ground rules we all have to follow, okay? In order for this to be a good draft, we have to be on the same exact page, okay? And that is that when someone is on the draft clock, please don't be that guy. Code word cinnamon, all right? Don't be that guy that's like, why the hell is Ashton Genty still available? Hey, Genty should be gone. Genty should be gone at this point, okay? So please don't be that guy. Nobody likes that guy, okay? So yes, be aware that this is a real league, real money, real prize pot on the line. So think about it. If you were in this league, okay, and you were up next and someone's spamming the name in the chat, no one likes that guy, all right? So that is code cinnamon. Please don't be that guy. We are doing the land method again today. If you don't know, live, action, negotiation, draft. Everyone's going to have a trade window. Here are the rules. You have to be on the clock to call your trade window. All right, a 5-minute timer will start, and your pick will have the spotlight to be shopped. You only get one trade window, and the time that is left when your pick is... so basically, if you call the trade window and there's 30 seconds left on the clock, whoever gets your pick will have 30 seconds left on the clock, and auto picks are final. We are not going to overdo auto picks. And if you guys want to use the land method in your drafts, there's already an article up on the website that you can reference. Trade timer's ready to go. One other thing here, guys. If you don't know, we are doing a giveaway on today's stream. We're giving away our 2025 rookie draft bundle. If you want to be in the running to win this, here's what you have to do. All right, we're asking so much of you right now. This is what you have to do. It's a lot. Okay, so sit down. You have to like the stream, and you have to type land into the chat. I know. We're asking a lot. All right. But if you want to win the rookie draft bundle, the best giveaway we've ever done, the rookie tear down tool, our rookie report, and the cheat sheet, you need to type land into the chat, and you need to like the stream. That's as simple as a giveaway could possibly get. And then, of course, you're going to have to hang around to after the draft when we actually announce it. We're not going to follow you up, okay? But we appreciate y'all big time for being here with us. Go ahead and smash that like button to show some love. And yeah, is there anything that I'm missing, or should we jump right into it?
No, let's do it. Big announcement at the end of the second round.
Yes, true.
And you don't want to miss that, okay? So if you're here and let's just say you could potentially be in something like this.
Yes, that's a great way to say it. At the end of the second round, we'll do the comp pick and a big announcement, like Badaki said, so please be with us. All right, another league. Y'all saw last time we were in the Bravo League, and I finished second. Well, your boy here in the Charlie League, one of my favorite leagues, and I finished second again. We had a lineup of Burrow. I just traded for HN yesterday. I'll show you guys a deal. Nico Collins, JSN, Andrews, Waddle, Puka, Addison, Tua. We've got JJ McCarthy on the bench, Jameson Williams, David Njoku. Yesterday, I made a trade for Devon Achane, and it was sending away Justin Fields, Breece Hall in a second for Achane in the 203. That got me back into this class because all I had was a 311 before that. Badaki, what's the state of your team before we start this thing?
I mean, I've been, like I said, all these teams in the front, the alpha to like probably Delta are all rebuilding. So you can see, look at my young team: Stroud, James Cook, Jahmyr Gibbs, Malik Neighbors, Zay Flowers, Dalton Kincaid, and really just Bryce Young. Everyone else is not really to speak of, to be completely honest with you. I have all my picks at the 2 spot here. And I did with the comp pick, if I'm not mistaken, in this one. So I get an extra pick in this bad boy. So you come talk to me if you need something special.
Right,
but anyways,
keep in mind you
I can't wait. Too bad. I know, that's what I'm saying. I can't wait until I get a comp pick.
I love it. All right, here we go. Starting the draft in 3, 2, 1. Real draft, real money on the line. And I will change that to 5 minutes here. Don't forget to remind me to change it to 3 minutes when we get into round 3. Appreciate y'all for being here. Again, if you want to enter today's giveaway, very, very simple. We're giving away our 2025 rookie draft bundle. All you got to do is type land into the chat and like the stream. Those are the 2 simple ways that you'll get into today's giveaway. So comp picks, it's a great question. How do we do comp picks? So the way the comp picks work, guys, and this is just an idea that you and I have had since the beginning of us doing Dynasty Leagues. And I think a lot of people may have had certain ideas or like are kind of adapting it into. I would say every league should have the comp pick idea. Okay, and it's very simple. The top 6 go into the playoffs in your league if you're in a 12 team. The bottom 6 go into the toilet bowl. Whoever wins the toilet bowl wins a comp pick. That means you get the 213, let's say. Now, the 213 isn't going to show on Sleeper, okay? So what you'll need to ask your commissioner to do is quite simply at the end of the second round, pause and say, hey, X, you have the comp pick. Who do you want? The commissioner can go into commissioner controls and manually add that rookie. Then everybody refreshes the draft, and that rookie will be taken out of the draft. Now, it will not show on your Sleeper draft, right? But that player, that's how you do it, right? So you'll go back and look at any of our streams. We've done 2 streams before this of a real rookie draft, and you'll always see someone commenting, wow, how did this guy not get drafted? This league has no idea what they're doing, or so you can go back to some previous streams. That's why people keep commenting that, because it's not shown on the actual draft board. The commissioner has to manually do it, but it gives the people who don't make the playoffs something to fight for. It makes the postseason still interesting for them, and we found it to be pretty fun. So hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, appreciate y'all for being here with us. As D-Tarn is on the clock here, I actually want to let you guys know that if you see us looking down, we're not disinterested in the stream. We're disinterested in you. It's just probably because we have some trade offers that we are considering.
Okay, Asher Genty up the board. Obviously, you guys know I've been trying to trade down. You guys hit me up. I'll take my time here. I'm going to be very transparent. I'm going to take Amarion Hampton here at the 102. So if anyone wants to trade back, I put some trade offers out. Haven't heard too much out. But if not, I'll take my time. And I would be taking Amarion Hampton here. So please let me know.
Yep. Amarion.
Amarion.
I think we have a couple questions that I might be able to get to. Liam had a trade question here. It's a 3-team trade, and essentially it looks like he is giving away Breece Hall and Cedric Tillman for the 102 and Kamara. It's the 106, not the 102. So would you trade Breece Hall and Cedric Tillman for the 106 and Alvin Kamara? I would. How about you?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I think you're going to be in that range of some players that we like. So can't say too much, obviously, Code Cinnamon, with us doing a real draft right now, but we're pretty comfortably taking that 102 spot with our 106 spot with Kamara on top. Let's see, another trade question here from Austin16. It looks like he's sending away a third, a 26 mid first, and Jordan Addison. He's getting back Bucky Irving, Darnell Mooney, and Jacoby Myers. It's an early to mid 26 first. I love Bucky Irving, but I just feel like the players you're getting in return are just not that enticing to me. I'd love to figure out a different counter here. Like, can you get a Kamara instead of Mooney Myers? Or, yeah. I think that's probably where I stand with this. Do you have a tight end that you like? No. Okay, well, why don't we ask... He has 2 tight ends there. Why don't we ask for Kittle, and we'll remove Mooney and Myers? That feels like it makes more sense to me as a counter. And I think he can afford to do that given his rooms, his tight end room there. Appreciate everybody who is submitting over there on the site. If you want to jump into the show and ask a question, drop a super message over on the Flock site. Nightbot will give you that link right there. What's up, Brainy? No draft tomorrow morning. Looking down at that Chili's menu.
Nah.
Oh my god.
Unfortunately, not.
So Badaki's on the clock, and
obviously I'm
using his
just
time
having conversations with some people.
Appreciate everybody for being here. I see y'all. I see you, TD. JCM's in the building. We got Sparrow here and Dylan, Cade, Daniel Macy. Asking a great question. Why is Marlon Mack on the board? What's up, Triple Bogey? Felicious Shane's in the building. Said Code Cinnamon. Travis Dobbins is here. Fantasy Football Garage. Fantasy Condo. Zachary Briggs. I thought a trade went down there for some reason. What's up, Joshua?
I'm just gonna make my pick. Omarion, welcome to the team.
Omarion Hampton off the board at the 102. So Badaki is building.
Yeah, dude. I've been building. I don't know if you guys know. To give you the context of a lot of these teams, when we started all these leagues, guys, I need you to understand. I had the 111 or the 112 for almost every single one of these teams. Like I'm not even lying. Genuinely, I had the worst position in a draft. And mind you, three years ago, having the 111 and the 112 at that time was terrible. Maybe I'm just a bad drafter, but my goodness, it was so bad. Like that, the quarterback.
We need some accountability on this stream. All right.
No,
excuses are like assholes. We all have one. Wake up. Come on, look yourself in the mirror.
Some are, anyways, but like that's. No. I'm just giving you my thought process. And yeah, skill. It might be a skill issue. It might be a skill issue.
To be fair, we did not do third round reversals in any of these startups, which we probably should have in hindsight, as we all are learning.
Yeah, and that's another thing. We didn't do third round reversals. I had the 111, the 112. There was no quarterback at that time. The best available quarterback, if I'm trying to think, like it was to a point where like the quarterbacks, it was like from the 101 to the 106.
Well, you know what? We can actually go back and look at the draft if we have time right now.
Yeah, we can.
Why don't I look at draft results?
I think it's in this one. Let's see.
You know what? I think I'll need to find the link on my phone first because I don't think it lets you go back multiple years on desktop. But this will be fun to look at. Actually, I'll probably make myself look like a fool too. But let's see here.
Watch me not even have the 111 and 112 in this one.
Yeah, I thought that would be hilarious. All right, draft results. Let's see. 2022 is when this league began. I have the draft board. Can I copy this? Copy draft URL to share. Okay. I'm about to send this to you so I can access it as well.
Yeah, I'm going to look it up.
This will be interesting. But I did win this league not last year, the year before. And this year I was in the final. Lost, unfortunately, again. If you get first, you're last, ultimately. But this is the startup draft from 2022. Oh, my God. I took Deshaun Watson in the first round.
Dude, I took DeAndre Swift. I don't even remember why DeAndre Swift was like the guy there.
Okay, so I took Deshaun Watson in the first round. Breece Hall, Etienne, Waddle, Allen Robinson. This might be the worst draft I've ever seen in my entire life.
No, I didn't.
How did I draft Tyler Beatty? He wasn't even in the NFL yet.
But you loved him. I remember you loved him. He was like, dude, this is the next guy. I remember you saying that.
Look, this is like the ultimate testament to saying you don't win your league at the draft. Look at how dog shit this team is that I drafted. I want you guys to see how truly awful I drafted here in Charlie. Maybe the worst draft you've ever seen in your lives. This is disgusting. I want to throw up when I look at it. But somehow we put together a championship roster, and now we're competing every single year with Burrow, Bijan, Achane, Collins, JSN, Andrews, Waddle. I mean...
Look at my team. My team's worse than that.
Okay, what does your team look like? Oh, my God.
That's when I traded my picks. I traded all my picks because I had three teams.
Not a single player. You hit on Isaiah Pacheco.
James Cook. James Cook is still there, baby. We're still alive.
Single player here that looks good. Oh my God. You, brother.
It was so bad.
That is
And I was at the end there, and I was like, who the hell am I going to take? I didn't want... And you know what's crazy? I didn't want all the same teams. I was going to draft the same team in probably almost every single league that I had to trade back to switch it up.
Yeah.
Because I would have ended up with this. I would have ended up with the Drake Londons. I would have ended up with all this. I mean, probably wish I had all that now, to be fair. But like at that time, I was like, I don't want that.
Yes. So this goes to show that you don't win or lose your league at the draft. You can make up for it. All right, so after Hampton, we had Cam Ward at the 103. Then Travis Hunter and Tetaleya McMillan.
Now Spartan King's on the clock
and
here.
Mr. Spartan is on the clock. Good day, Mr. Spartan. Good day. We're out here exposing ourselves live. But hey,
that's okay.
I mean, come at me. I'm a champion in this league.
Trade window.
We got a trade window here for Spartan. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start his trade window. If you can manually mark that down that he has used his trade window. But
Spartan.
If you guys don't know what's happening right now, Spartan is using his one trade window. You get one trade window per draft, and he's saying, actually, I want to shop this pick. I want everyone to know that it's available. I truly wholeheartedly believe that if you're doing a slow draft, it's convenient. Everyone agrees. But the great thing about the land method is that it actually makes it an event, and it mirrors the NFL draft as closely as we possibly can, right? As in, you are actively trading the pick on the clock, and people are actively, within a short period of time, they need to decide how much the player on the board is worth to them. I love the atmosphere of a land method draft. I don't think that it can be matched by a slow draft, although I will recognize slow draft is more convenient, no doubt about it.
This is draft day for like literal draft day. This is probably the closest we will ever get to be in that war room with any of those 32 teams. This is the closest we'll ever be.
Yeah. I see that super message in the chat. I don't know if I can answer it yet. Brad, this is a real league, real draft, real people. So I will answer that after round 1. Brad, please remind me. Chat, please remind me to answer Brad's question. But I can't answer it right now legally because I don't want to screw anyone's draft up. Hopefully that is fair and reasonable. All right, let's see who had the best draft, maybe, if we go back to that startup. We had some pretty good ones here. Jared Goff in the 12th round, pretty nice. Nico Collins in the 14th round for back in 82. What an absolute steal.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy now.
Craig Dogg, Lamar, Najee in the second's tough. Yeah, I remember Craig Dogg went real win now with this roster. I will never forget that Gabe Davis offseason. That never made sense to me. Bammer time went Herbert. Eckler in the second is tough. Elijah Moore in the 4th. Oh, no. Ryan Tannehill, may he RIP. But Jordan Love in the 15th. That's fun to look back on. JJ, Kyle Pitts at the 2-1. That burns. Same with Javonte. Yeah, I mean, look, guys, this is just another example of how quickly the turnover is in a dynasty league. I mean, this is 2022. That does not feel that far away.
Yeah, that's a long time ago, to be honest.
I guess it is a long time ago, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, Spartan.
Going to see a improv comedy set tonight, guys, with my wife. Will be fun.
Oh, really? Where at?
Yeah,
in Sydney.
Yeah, in the city. Ben Schwartz. I don't know if you guys know Ben Schwartz, but he's got like a improv comedy set that he does, and we're going to it tonight, which will be fun.
Back in 82, I'm about to send you something.
I'm just cleaning up.
Yeah, clean it up, man.
Cleaning up some of my message here. Yeah, Parks and Rec legend. That's right. I'm not gonna lie. The NFL draft being done is making me really want to jump on some redraft content. Like, I really want to start putting out some content there. And
yeah, which
I probably will,
which is awesome.
Not next week, but the week after.
Yeah, which, by the way, we do have a redraft channel. If you guys don't know, I'll put that link in the chat there. Just all you have to do, !redraft. That link will be sent to you. We're live over there. We're gonna start pumping out live probably what, June maybe, or a video or two a week.
I think I'll probably have a redraft video up, if not next week, the week after on that channel, and then live streams. Yeah, let's say June maybe. Daniel Fisher says redraft sucks. There's definitely a portion of the Dynasty community. I got to put you back on the clock here. Spartan, your trade window is up, so I'm going to put you back on the clock there. There's a good portion of the Dynasty community who really do feel like redraft sucks. You and I both, we just love them both equally. I feel like there's such a great place for both of them. They both have a different feeling. They both have a different strategy. I love the ability, like, between a redraft, a Dynasty, and like the fast draft, like the best ball tourneys. I feel like I get kind of a little something that I want from every single one of those. But yeah.
No, I get that. I get that. Mommy. Yeah, I can't
Joel
get
says,
enough
can't wait for
there.
another spontaneous mock turned into a real league. Yes, I'm sure we will. We
got plenty of those.
And Brad, I still see your super message, my friend. Yes, but if you're watching this, real Dynasty rookie draft happening right now. People are on the clock. People
I feel like
shopping trades.
I don't know why, but I feel like this might be a surprise pick.
You think so? You think Spartan's going to go with a surprise here?
I mean, I could be wrong, but I want somebody to shake it up, you know?
I would love for someone to shake it up. Someone do something crazy in the first round, please. I'm asking y'all to do something crazy. I'll be honest, like, at this point, most of you guys are just battling for second place, so I get it. Like, everyone's pretty much said, yeah, Zach's probably gonna win.
A trade has been completed.
All right,
rub my chub.
You want me to? Rub my chub is on the clock, and he's got 2 minutes left. And I would love for Sleeper Desktop to let me show you guys this trade. Let's see if they will let me.
Gotta rub his little chub. There goes Travion Henderson.
Travion is off the clock there. Let's see. Oh, shoot. I accidentally just exited the draft room. Let's see. We're back. Okay. All right.
Jarrett's on the clock.
So here's the deal that just went down. The 106 was... Rub My Chubb got the 106 and the 306. And... Spartan got the 109 and a second. That is the dealio. Then Judkins off the board.
Sean Judkins off the
board.
board.
Professor on the clock.
Spartan, I'm about to send you a trade.
Spartan, you're sending a trade? Okay. New York Giants, I'm about to send you a trade. New York Giants Street. And tonight I'm yours.
Now the professor's on the clock here.
Actually, I'm okay. I'm okay right now. I'm content. I'm happy with where things are.
Oh boy, be careful.
Shout out to everybody watching the stream, guys. If you didn't hear earlier, we are doing a giveaway on today's stream. These giveaways have been awesome. We've really enjoyed them. I know you guys have as well, but we're giving away our 2025 rookie draft bundle, the most complete package you can possibly have for your rookie drafts, the rookie teardown tool, rookie report, cheat sheet. You can get all that just simply by liking the stream and by typing land into the chat. Like the stream, type land into the chat. I feel like that's pretty reasonable. We're not asking too much of you. You can actually be a member on the Flock site with any promo code as well. All right, you do not have to have a land promo code on the Flock site to enter that giveaway. Well, for the people.
Professor, you know what? I'm gonna send you a trade. Give me a sec. Almost gave up the 102 there. I always get scared that I send the wrong trade, you know?
Yeah. Are the New York Knicks gonna go into the second round here, Badaki? What do we think?
Oh shit, the game's on. I completely forgot. I totally forgot about the game. Wow. We started at 9:30. I know. I mean, I was sending shit up. I went to the gym this morning. I was doing the whole thing.
I love it.
They're back in Detroit. Back in Detroit. All right, we got it up though. We got it up. We back. Down by 4. Looks like. Oh no, up by 4. Excuse me.
Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna miss Inside the NBA, or I know they're bringing it to ESPN or something, but I just don't think it's gonna be the same when it goes to ESPN.
Well, you know what's crazy? I got Miles Sanders on this team. That's sneaky.
I'm gonna just spit out my tea. Why is that sneaky? Who are you
sneaky,
sneaking up
kid.
on?
Don't worry about it.
Who in the world are you sneaking up on?
Don't worry about it.
You're crazy.
That's sneaky. Jalen. Hey. Come on, baby. Talk that shit up. Up by 7.
My
8 minutes in the
friend
third.
said sneaky. Michael says, RIP the Lakers. Look, I need to preface this by saying that I am very much a hater, okay? I just want you to know that before I say what I'm about to say. I have so much respect for Luka's game. One of the most talented players the league has ever seen. But the way this man cries every single game to the referees, I'm sorry, it is almost unwatchable. I apologize. It is the most frustrating interaction to watch.
Professor,
this man and
you got 20 seconds.
This man and the refs, it's a combination. Oh my gosh, like, and there's obviously deep-seated hate from me because I'm a Thunder fan, and I saw last year when we played the Mavs, it felt like every single game, every call, every drive, this guy is crying as Tyler Warren comes off the board there. And anyway, I apologize if that hurts anyone's feelings, but I think he's an all-world talent. But my God, the referee stuff, it is endless, man. It really, really makes it unwatchable. Like, it makes you not want to cheer for the guy. Like, just shut up, get back on defense. Okay, so you didn't get the call, you just gave up a fast break. Like, you're hurting your team actively, maybe more than you're helping. Like, bro, oh my gosh, get back on D. Like, imagine. I just don't think that is the type of player any dad is like watching. Like, I want my son to grow up and have that kind of like ethic and like responsibility to his team. I don't know. Like, again, I'll get off my soapbox, but dude, like, brother.
Apparently the Festa didn't know that he was on the clock. He was like, whoa, was I on the clock? It's like, did I fuck up? He said, I thought I was next. He was probably looking at that, counting it all down.
Yeah, we were like, all right.
We were sending you messages.
Waiting for the professor. Probably can't go back now, brother. He said, sorry, I'm at a bachelor party.
You love to see it. Back in 82, you're on the clock. I haven't seen him. He must hopefully he has a queue. He's normally really active.
And like I'm recognizing that like the NBA world has like this weird obsession with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and how they think he's like a foul baiter or whatever. I think if you actually look historically at like the amount of drives that he's done per game and like the history of 30-point scorers and the free throw attempts they have, that's a different narrative entirely. I think people would understand. So I'm saying this as someone who like is constantly supporting someone that people claim is like a foul merchant, right? So, but I don't know. Just quite frankly, I think there's a lot more integrity in SGA's game than there is in Luka. Luka is art. Like watching Luka is like watching live performance art. You're like, oh my God, this is insane that a human can do this. But please, for the love of God, stop complaining and whining every second. It's actually so frustrating.
Do you not feel that same way about LeBron James? Because that's how I feel.
No, LeBron has never been at that level. Sure, there are moments where LeBron's annoying, but dude, I promise you, if you've watched Luka in the last two playoffs, it's like all time complaining, all time whining, dude. It is genuinely built different. Sure, like every player has moments where you're like, all right, shut up and get back on defense, like stop crying. But not every player is just like every drive, every game, like oh my gosh.
Right. I mean, look, I don't watch basketball to know like the in-depths of like that, but like as a casual fan, I feel like the times that I've watched LeBron, whether it was in the playoffs, it was just like constant complaining or constant like this, and either he would get calls or but like he also like backed it up with his game, so that's a little bit different. But I don't really know much about like the whole Luka thing, so.
K-Dog says, I say this as a Knicks fan. Jalen Brunson is a flop merchant that people claim SGA to be. That being said, he's my king of New York. I love it.
You love to see it. You have life right now because of him. Let me stop. I actually have no idea. I know absolutely nothing. Honestly, yeah, I genuinely don't know ball. I just love watching the game. I literally don't know. I know nothing about the NBA. I love watching playoffs, and if my team's in the playoffs, I would love to watch it. Travel.
Yes. So I can't remember what I traded the 111 for. I think it was a Nico Collins deal with back in 82. This was like
back in 82 better have a freaking
in the off season.
Can't believe back in 82 is not here.
He's probably set his
Hopefully
cue.
he's here.
What was that deal? I know I got Nico Collins out of that deal. I just can't remember what else I paid. Let me see. Okay, Nico. Okay, I paid Etienne Pickens in the 111. That was it. Or the 110, sorry. And he's on the clock, by the way. He's here. He's active.
Oh, he's on. He's active. He's active. Let's go. I sent you a thing back in 82. You can also use your trade window.
It's not worth your time, bro.
You can also use your trade window. You know what I completely forgot to do? Who used a trade window again? It was Spartan, right?
Yeah.
Just Spartan.
I can't remember if someone else did. Chat, remind us if someone else did. Jeremy says, I grew up watching Duncan. All of them are divas compared to him. You know, yeah, like as a Thunder fan, I watched KD out of college and then followed him to Seattle. And then I was living in Kansas City when they moved to OKC. And OKC is the closest. Like many Chief supporters are also Thunder fans. And they have like this whole connection like with the Royals as well in Kansas City. They kind of like do deals together in packages. Anyway, so as a Thunder fan, I hated that Spurs dynasty so much. But I had so much respect for Tim Duncan because the man just clocked in, put in work, and clocked out. That's it. And I had so much respect for that type of gameplay.
You know, it would be dog from back in
All
82 if like he accepts a trade in like in that 2 second mark.
Yeah.
It's like
hopefully back in 82's got a queue. He was active. Okay, Amika Buka.
Yeah, he must have had a queue because he probably had that.
Yeah.
I mean, even though that must have been best player available, if I'm not mistaken. Look at best player available. Anyways.
He had a queue set up there for sure.
Yeah, he must have.
Brad from McKinney says Zach is right. I'm a Mavs fan. I was okay with the idea of trading Luka because of the whining at the refs. He's a hard guy to root for because of it. That said, I was not a fan of what they got. Yeah, big time. You guys should have gotten so much more. Like, the fact that you didn't even get Reeves in that deal is crazy. All right, last couple picks here in round one. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. Real league, real money, real prize pot.
That's right.
Thanks for showing some love. Got a like goal today of 300 likes. With your help, I think we can get there. Be a friend, smash that like button. And then also want to let you guys know that if you want to enter today's giveaway, which is our rookie draft bundle, all you need to do is type LAND into the chat, LAND, and like the stream. Those are the two simple ways that you can get involved in today's giveaway. No, you don't have to use a promo code LAND on the Flock site to be a part of our giveaways, okay? Our giveaways are for the people. So go ahead, do your thing, type LAND, like the stream, and then you'll be entered in today's giveaway. And then, of course, you need to hang around to the end, okay? WG says, start your comment with Zach is right, and it will be read out loud. Yeah, yeah, exactly. If you guys are like contradicting my opinion, I'm just going to delete your comments. No, I'm kidding.
Let's get a Zach blow up in the... Everyone just start roasting. Actually, don't roast him. Just start going hammer. You're stupid.
By the way, I just realized the reason back in 82 let the clock go all the way down is because he also has the 111. So there was no reason for him to...
He must be talking to somebody because he ain't talking to me.
Back in 82, I'm going to send you an offer here. Offer's been sent. Wow, Spartan Kick just put Brock Bowers on the block. Just in the middle of a rookie draft. Said actually.
I know, that's crazy.
Brock Bowers is available. What?
Whoa.
You crazy, bro? What is you doing, baby? What is you doing, baby? Scribble says, Zach told me to hide people who disagree with him. The Jiggler, I sent away, this was before the DK Metcalf trade, I believe, back in 82. Is that right? You can comment in the chat, but I believe this is before the DK Metcalf trade. I sent Pickens, ETN, and the 111 for Nico Collins. I agree, Dylan. I'd love to see OKC versus Wolves Western Conference Final, but we gotta win. We gotta win against the Nuggets or the
Big Joker
Clippers first. We gotta beat them first.
Knicks up by 10. Just a beautiful. We'll just continue to gain that lead here. See you in Boston. All right, we play the Celtics after this. Apparently, someone said.
Do people put limes on pad thai instead of lemons? Do you guys do that? Please tell me you don't do that.
Yeah, it's always lime, no?
No, it's always lemon.
I've always gotten lime, not lemon.
No,
but
it's
I mean
always
you're more connected with the culture, to be fair.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
I'm pretty sure it was limes.
You guys are rocking with limes? Limes are for Mexican food.
The only reason why I even say that is
lemons
because
go
when
with
I've
the
gotten
Thai food.
No, when I've gotten like Thai food from a restaurant, an authentic one, it's always been limes, according to
y'all are crazy. Look,
to their restaurant.
Full transparency, I will trust you guys a lot on a lot of topics. What I will not trust Americans on is Thai food. The worst Thai food in the world is served in America, respectfully. And I can only say that as an American born and raised who tried Thai food outside of America. Thai food in America is genuinely dog shit. I'm sorry. I love you all, but you got to come to some other parts of the world to try some real Thai food.
So he definitely was on auto there. Now New York's on the clock.
He's literally active. Like, I see him active. It's weird. I mean, yeah. New York Giants is on the clock.
Bridges. How's that not and one? That's a man's jam, baby. Talk that shit up. Let me get it next to the fucking chat.
It's a family-friendly stream. I'd like to remind
it's a family-friendly
everyone.
stream, and I apologize. I apologize. If you're a kid out there
watching, so
if your kid's out there looking at that and say, did he just say the word that you said? That's what you got to say. Anyways, I forgot what I was going to say. Big announcement at the end of the second round, by the way. So you definitely want to stay tuned. We got 481 people here. Big announcement. If you potentially would like to be a part of something like we're currently participating in right now, all you have to do is stay until the end of the second round and you can get a big announcement. Okay? We appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
All right. Badaki's going to be back, and I'm going to fight you guys in the comments about Thai food. No, I'm kidding. I think limes are very, very good. Look, limes and lemons, I guess you can go either way, but sorry, I'm just talking about someone about a potential trade here. Look, Robert, like, Badaki and I, how do I say this? Like, we are both American born and raised, guys. I just want you to know that. We're both American born and raised. I love America with my heart and soul. But we try to, how do I say this? I think, don't take this the wrong way, but it's easy to offend most Americans, so we try not to say too much about what life is like outside of Australia. And some of you who are watching this are offended, and if you are, I haven't even said anything yet. Look yourself in the mirror. All I'm trying to say is, when you go outside of America and you spend even a month of time, you know, we obviously have now lived overseas for over a decade, but you just learn a lot about the world. And I will say one thing that was super confronting to me is just, just in general, the food in America. You guys should be, how do I say this? Like, your typical grocery store in America, the contents that you guys are being fed, and I love you, I would be in uproar about it. Like, if I lived there, I would. I mean, just going back and looking at some of the stuff that is supposed to be, like, healthy for you, like, even, like, the organic food. You look at the ingredients, and you're like, what the hell are they feeding us? And quite frankly, it's just greed. It's greed, and it's people trying to make money off the top of people who are just trying to live. So I say all that to say that your question was, what is it about American Thai? The recipe changed to American taste or the quality of ingredients. Quite frankly, to be honest, my friend, the majority of American food, the ingredients are very different to the rest of the world. I mean, even if you just look at something simple like a fast food chain like McDonald's, guys, if you look at the ingredients of the food at McDonald's compared to like here in Australia or anywhere else internationally, they're putting like 50 extra ingredients into simple things like the French fries. How hard is it to make a French fry? It's potato and like 2 other ingredients, salt, right? But there are like 50 ingredients. It's insane like that. But that is just across the board, everything in America. Now, don't get me wrong. There are so many things that you cannot get outside of America. Like, let's be honest. Let's be transparent. Like, there's a ton of food culture that is only in America. But I say that to say that if you haven't gone outside of America, I'd encourage you to do so. Experience the world. And really, I'm not big into politics or talking anything about it on our channel, but if you're going to fight for anything, fight for the health of your family and the food that is currently in America. As Jackson Dart comes off the board there. I think D. Tartan's about to make a trade window here. Anyway, look, I know anytime we've talked anything about America and just, you know, people assume we're not American for some reason or that we don't have an interest in America. I want America to be as best as she ever can be, as the trade window is just called. And I don't really like things to get political on our channel, right? But that is one thing I will say and stand by. That is something that every American should be fighting for, is the quality of your food. Because right now, they're literally feeding you dog shit. Anyway, I'm sorry if that offends anyone. Brad, I still see your super chat. Yeah, no, I hear you, JC. He says general health and food quality isn't political, in my opinion. People from both sides want change. No, I hear you. I just think anytime I say anything, I honestly don't even want to talk about politics in my own life. So I don't even want to bring it up on this channel, but that is something that I agree with you. I agree with you. No matter where you stand, I wholeheartedly believe you should be for the health of every American. We need to go back and look at that super chat here. Can I talk about the players that are off the board yet? I don't know. Let me see. All right, sorry, let me pull up your super chat, my friend. Let me see. I'm gonna find it, don't worry. Jordan says, I get offended by channels who give disclaimers that they don't like politics on their channel. Look, I'm just very accepting of everyone, and I don't really want our channel to be about that. I want you to be able to take a break from the world and talk ball here. That's all. That's all I care about. Okay, let's find the super chat that you had, because I think there are still some players that we can't talk about yet. Let's see. Is it viewer activity? What is it? Okay, yes, I see your super chat here. And I'm very close to being able to answer it, I think. So stay with us, Brad. I appreciate you, Brad. I'm actually in the middle of negotiating a deal right now, so I apologize if I'm not very attentive to the chat right now. All right. Yeah, boys on the clock. Shabuya. Shabuya. Roll call. Okay. Yep, we got a deal done. And unfortunately, I think that means that is my only pick in the draft now. All right. So we're making one pick. And y'all know I don't like to make anything about me. Y'all know I don't like to make anything about me whatsoever. But
what was the trade?
I might take this 4 minutes here. I might take the entirety of the 4 minutes just to tell you guys about how good my team is. You know, at some point, leadership is from the top to the bottom, all right? And sometimes you got to look across the room and then look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? We won the championship 2 years ago. Last year, we came up short. And that stops with me, all right? At the end of the day, we came up short. I'm the reason why, all right? We brought in an addition this offseason with Mr. Nico Collins. But I want to specifically talk right now to Joe Burrow, to Bijan Robinson, to Devon Achane, Nico Collins, JSN, to Mark Andrews, to Mr. Waddle, to Puka Nacua, to Jordan Addison, to Tua Tags, and JJ McCarthy. I want to specifically look at you guys in the eyes right now and say, second place isn't good enough. All right? I'm calling you up. I'm calling you out, and I'm calling you up. All right? We need to be better this year. And we're about to make a strategic pick. A player that I think is going to boost our starting lineup, specifically our flex spot. Now, what was the trade? We sent away the 311 and the 203 to get the 201. Moved up 2 spots there, sent that 3rd round pick. All right, and we are officially going to go ahead and draft Mr. R.J. Harvey. Welcome to the squad here at the 201. Welcome to the squad, brother. I think you're going to improve this flex spot. And now there's a little heat. There's a little heat in the kitchen. Jordan Addison's looking at his spot and say, is my spot safe? Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle saying, oh, okay. I mean, am I going to be in the starting lineup? I don't know. You got to step up now. You got to show me your worth. And, yeah. So, all that being said, welcome home, R.J. Harvey. And now, Mr. Badaki Cuckoo is on the clock. Daniel Cuckoo Badaki.
I am on the clock. I know exactly who I'm going to take, just listening. Talking to a couple people already.
DJ says RJ went at the 201 for you, but in my league he went at the 103. I'm seeing some crazy takes online right now. I love RJ Harvey. I don't know, maybe like I loved him pre-draft. He was already my RB8 pre-draft, I believe. Big fan of him. Only thing that was scaring me off was the age, really. But I have, and this is as someone who loves RJ, I have seen some insane takes online right now. Specifically, y'all know I have beef with a one-sided beef with Twitter, with X, just because I think there's some ridiculous takes out there. But man, I wish I could find like the one that made me lose my mind. Basically, someone said that they traded away Lad McConkey. That was it. Someone was like, yeah, I love him so much, I just traded away Lad McConkey for RJ. And I was like, what the holy. And people were replying like, dude, great move, that's so smart. Lad McConkey's too small. I'm like, what are you talking about? He just had like a historically great season. Anyway. Okay. We have a super chat here that I can now answer. And if Brad is in the chat, I appreciate your patience, Brad. Because now I can answer your question. His question was, I'm getting Genty and Hampton at the 101 and the 102. I have 5 wide receivers within my top 12 rankings loaded. Who should I take at the 108? Harvey, Caleb, or BPA? Look, for me, the 108 to the 202 is one big old tier. And I don't care which way you go. There's a couple wide receivers. There's a couple running backs there. There's a couple tight ends. In your tight end premium leagues, maybe you prefer those tight ends. If you're in like a full point premium, it'd be hard for like a Warren and Loveland to fall pretty far in your draft. You know, Dart's in there as well as the first round quarterback. So I have no problems if you want to take RJ or Johnson as high as the 108. Now, I might slightly prefer Harvey just because round 2 capital is a little bit better historically as a hit rate. I like the offense that he's in. I think he's going to get a lot of the work through the air as well. I don't know that I believe that so much about Caleb, but I think Caleb's going to be great. So look, it comes down to your preference, your opinion. I also will admit that I had Caleb as a better prospect in my pre-draft grade. So I definitely think you can go either way with that. Joshua says if Harvey was 21, he was an early declare, he'd be up there with Ohio State guys. That's true, but to be fair, look, I guess the question I should ask you, and I just drafted RJ Harvey. The question I should ask you is how many 24-year-olds have been taken in the first 2 rounds as a running back? What does that sample size look like? You know, is that a fair question? I don't know. But ultimately, for me, it came down to, look, if Sean Payton trusts RJ Harvey with that type of capital, I'm going to trust him too. As Matthew Golden comes off the board here. And I just realized I don't have another chance to get in this draft, unfortunately.
Unfortunate. That's unfortunate. That's frustrating. The back 82 in New York are not here.
It's weird because back in 82 was literally just active. You saw him,
Yeah,
right?
he was active. I was messaging him earlier. Like, I think I messaged him last night. Not earlier. But
I'm willing to sell Jalen Polk to anyone here who wants him for any of the picks on the board. In case anybody cared. Willing to sell Jalen Polk. Okay. I know. Everybody, I'm gonna be flooded by DMs, but I'm ready. As Mr. Luther Burden off the board, I love the pick. So, I hope D. Tarn doesn't mind me sharing some of our conversation, because I think these are like conversations that people want to know that are happening, right?
Sure.
So he loves Luther Burden just as much as me. It sounded like in the comment in our chats, right? Y'all know I love Luther Burden, and it sounds like D. Tarrant loved him just as much as me. He like pre-draft, just like me. He had him tied kind of with like Tet and Travis. So it sounds like no matter what he was going to do, he was going to take Burden anyway. And I don't have any qualms with that. Y'all know how much I love Mr. Luther. So for him, his question was, who is Badaki going to take? That's what he was asking me. And I said, I'm pretty confident he's going to go Golden. Just because you and I both very like Golden. We like his situation, right? So those are the conversations that we were having. Because someone basically said that they didn't think he got enough in that trade. But for him, he was always going to take Burden no matter what. So he viewed it as like just getting an additional third-round pick. So that was essentially the conversation that went down, and I respect the hell out of anyone who loves Luther Burden like that.
I wasn't, to be completely honest, I wasn't going to take Golden. I wanted RJ because I already have 2 shares.
Oh, okay.
Zay
so
Daddy,
I
I'm about
jumped
to send
ahead
you
of
a
you
trade.
then to grab RJ then.
Yeah, you jumped ahead of me technically.
Okay.
Because I already have 2 shares. Literally, this is the problem. I'm in the same position as all my other leagues where like I'm trying to get different variety of players, which makes my teams all very similar, which is frustrating.
Just gonna let everybody know in case they weren't on stream. Yes. We also had another super chat here that I wanted to make sure we got to from Calm Nature Vibes. Is Calm Nature Vibes in the building? Is Calm Nature Vibes with us before I answer this? Let me know.
I'll send you a couple different.
Okay, he is here.
I'll send you this one, Zay Daddy. Let me know what you think.
All right, so he's here.
Zaddy Daddy.
He says Jarquez. Oh, sorry. I just realized I can't talk about that name.
You made him come out of the depths.
I'm so sorry. I actually can't talk about any of these names, dude. And the reason I can't is because we're in a real draft and people... It would be unfair for me in a real draft for me to talk about some of these names and say what I think. You know what I mean? You might have to wait a while on this one, Calm Nature Vibes. But...
We're more than happy. We're definitely gonna answer the question.
Yes.
You just have to wait until these players are off the board, unfortunately.
I apologize. That's on me. Is that okay? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Appreciate everybody for being here with us. If you have not yet done so, you can enter today's giveaway, which is our 2025 Rookie Draft Bundle. You can enter by liking the stream and by typing LAND into the chat. LAND. That's as simple as it is.
Whoa,
You don't have to be a member of Land on the Flock site to be a part of our stream giveaways. Everybody is welcome here. And also, we have a very big announcement after round 2, so keep that in mind. After Golden went, it was Burden, Higgins, and Now Zaddy Daddy is up on the board. I just realized I have no more picks. That's the boring part when you go all in and trying to win championships, but F them picks. Am I right, guys?
F them picks.
All right. Look. Full transparency, I'm not gonna get bored for the rest of this stream, but I don't know what else I really have to do now that I've already taken my one single pick. So, the reason I am saying that is because, oh, what in the world happened to Messenger here? Hold on, sorry. Are you trying to get this pick? Oh, okay, Jack Besh went off the board.
I was.
Is that who you were targeting?
Sparring King, I'm about to send you a trade.
Someone told me to Google Pad Thai.
You Google it, man.
What the hell is going on with Messenger right now? The app is so strange. Where are we at right now? Wow. Someone already did it for me. Appreciate you. Let me copy that link. All right. For anybody who's out there who is enjoying watching the draft, but you want to draft as well with me, I'm going to be twiddling my thumbs here. So I'm actually going to jump into an Origins draft as well. Real rookie tourney. You can actually draft with me right now on the back end. I'm going to enter a tournament if you want to draft with me on the Origins. And if you want to enter, you can download the FastDraft app, all right, on any platform. Use the promo code LAND at sign up. We'll match your deposit up to $50. That is 10 free drafts on us. And when you finish your first contest, I'm going to send you my 2025 rookie report as well as my season rankings completely free. And if you're a member on the Flock site, DM me if you sign up. I'm going to send you a free trade question voucher as well. But
let's go. We on the clock, baby.
That's okay. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to jump into a draft. I just want to let people know how they can join me, okay?
Yeah. You take your time. I got 3 minutes on the clock. Go ahead. You do your thing.
I'm in right now with a couple people. PPR Tyler, whoever Hog is, B. Kurt, Jesse, Jerry. I don't know who these people are, but I'm in a draft with them. And again, this is
did I not get in that one? Oh, I thought I was going to get into that one.
This is a rookie-only tourney. The only question you're asking is who's going to score the most points in year number 1. It's best ball style. You draft 6 players. The top 4 get entered into your lineup each and every week. You can have bonus boosters at the end that you can change all the way up until September, I just realized. And I've been getting into these drafts pretty consistently. If you want to join me, I'd love to draft with you here right after this one. I'm going to take a Marion Hampton there at the 103. But let's get back here. You just made a trade.
Yeah, I just in a future second. Got into the middle of the second. I want to scam Cam Scatterboot. I like the way my team is shaping out here. Get a first-round wide receiver. I got a Marion Hampton. I got Cam Scatterboot because I wanted to get... I have Jahmyr Gibbs, James Cook here as well. It's a really strong RB-heavy team. And I get my comp pick with a 302. So I'm feeling good about that. I have my first share of Cam Scatty.
I went to
a lot of people thought that one's Jack Besh.
I went to check to see if I had a 26-second to send, and I don't, unfortunately.
That's unfortunate, man.
But who's at the 207? Zaddy, I'll send you an offer here.
You might want it first.
Okay, Professor, I'll send you an offer here. Actually, I'm doing too much. I'm fine.
You're doing too much, man. You're doing.
I'm happy with my team. I'm happy with my draft. I need to just relax.
How about the Knicks? Huh? Down by, what's that, 11? Start of the fourth. You love to see it. Once again, guys, we're going to have a big announcement here at the end of the second round. So stay tuned. And make sure you join our Discord, okay? Join our Discord. I'll put that link in the chat. Join our Discord because there's going to be an opportunity for you to go there after this as well. So if you haven't joined our Discord, that link is going to be in the chat there from the Nightbot. Make sure you join there, and that most likely is going to be posted in one of those announcements tabs, but I'm going to do that announcement here as well. We appreciate you.
Yeah. We have a super chat that I can answer here from Tanner. Brian Thomas in the 105 or Nico in the 102? I think that's pretty easily Brian Thomas in the 105 for me.
Brian Thomas in the 105 or Nico in the 102. Yeah, I'm okay with that as well.
Sean, what's up, man? He says, let's see, can I answer this one yet? Yeah, I think I can. Yeah. 10-team Superflex. Appreciate the donation. It says May, Lawrence, Gino, Tracy, Sharp, more backups, Nico, London, Rome, Pickens, Reed, Ferguson, Theo. I have the 101, 102, 203, 205, 209, Smash, Ginty, and Hampton, and other guys to target. Yeah. So I can talk about this because it's a 10-team league, and we've already talked about the 207 here. I would definitely smash Ginty and Hampton at the 101, 102. It's a 10-team league that you're in, and you're going to need better running backs than Tracy and Charbonnet. So to add that Hampton and the combo of Hampton and Ginty, that's going to be great for you. At the 203, I would be targeting Luther Burden. If I stayed at the 203, that would have been my pick as was made here. Actually, the 203 and a 10 team, that's actually the 201. So I think you can actually triple tap running back if you wanted. If Harvey there, if Johnson's there, but I also don't mind picking up Enigbuka. You know, if you need tight end, it's a tight end premium. I don't know if it's tight end premium, but you could look at like a Loveland War in there. Those are all great options as well. And then beyond that, like 205, 209, I would say like Luther Burden, the Higgins, the Besh, the Scats that we've talked about here. Those are all great targets, Sean, for you. But ultimately, I mean, we say this all the time. I'll say it again. If you're in a rookie draft, you should never, ever, 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 ever be picking for need. Okay, so pick within tiers based off need if you want, but never jump a tier in rankings for need. That's just bad process. I'll let the chat answer this one. Luther Burden or Trey Harris?
Cinnamon.
Shit.
This guy has a problem, man.
You know what?
Look yourself in the mirror.
Here's what you didn't do yesterday. I'm gonna look at the chat and say, you know what? That's on me. I apologize. I'm gonna hold my hands up and say that's on me. Okay.
I did that.
You did not. The tape back. You did not do that.
Run the tape back. Run the tape back. I said that.
Nope.
Professor's at the bachelor party, so it's most likely to be auto pick. I'm assuming he has some sort of cue. Let's see. Back in 82 also clicked off of the auto as well, so that means he's back with us.
Guys, why? If you have a queue set up, stop undoing your autos. You guys are killing me. But does the professor know that he's on the clock? Because remember last time he didn't even know.
Yeah, because a lot of people add him. I even sent him a trade. I'm gonna say back in 82, on the clock. I'm just gonna add him and say he's on the clock.
Well, he's not, but
no, because this is gonna be quick, and then Sets is gonna make his pick, and then it's gonna be back in 82, and then we'll be waiting here for another 5 minutes.
Cade says Zach has rookie fever and he's feeling left out. That's 100% what's happening. That is why your boy. That's why your boy is currently in a FastDraft Rookie Origins tournament. And again, if you want to join me, all you got to do is download the app, use the promo code LAN. I'm going to match your deposit up to $50. And I'm going to jump into another one right after this, and I'll be doing it in the background on the stream. So check out that link tree. It's the second link there. But I'm going to send you my rookie report, my season rankings if you download the app. But yes, I am absolutely getting the rookie fever right now. Someone said Professor's at the club with a big booty in his face. He's not looking at his phone.
I mean, I wouldn't look at my phone either. Everyone should add back in 82.
No, Bears, literally, this is genuinely 100% true. FastDraft is the only way to keep me from trading up. That is like I'm an addict. I'm like, okay, I need a patch instead, you know, to kind of just keep me grounded a little bit here. All right, Alan says trade the 103 and Higgins for CD. I have the 103. Honestly, the way I'm seeing CD traded right now, I think you should be able to get a second in that trade as well. Just personally. And if you're in a deeper format, I would say no if you're in a start 11. If you're in like a start 8 or something small like that, start 7, then it'd be hard not to take CD Lamb there. But all I'm telling you is that based off the current market price of CD Lamb, he's the most affordable he's ever been in the last like 2 years. So I actually just took Isaiah Bond in this draft because I was talking to you guys. But yeah, hopefully that helps answer the question.
I'm gonna see who's gonna be my comp pick.
Yep.
There's so many good players here available.
That is true. That is true.
Airball.
All right. Just going to let you guys know, if you want to draft with me right now, you have the opportunity to, okay? You have every opportunity to draft with me right now. I'm going to jump into another Origins tournament here. It's actually almost full. It's like 90% full, the entire tourney. So, again, if you want to join me, you can check out the link in the chat. Very simply, download the FastDraft app, use the promo code LAN. We'll match your deposit up to $50. That is 10 free drafts on us. And when you finish your first contest, I'm going to send you my rookie report. I'm going to send you my season rankings completely free. Yeah, so come join us. You'll see the link in the chat. It's the second link on the link tree. And 4 spots remaining here as I'm going to get back to our real rookie draft with our Charlie League.
All right, I see back in 82 little icon on, so let's see.
He calls his trade window. I love it. All right, his trade window is up, and he is shopping the pick.
That's crazy.
He's alive, ladies and gentlemen. He's live and he's active. I just realized I almost reached my max entries on this Origins tournament. I can only actually enter 2 more drafts. That's actually depressing. Let's see. At least we know he's awake. We got a super message here on the Flock site. And Badaki, can you tell people how they can submit super messages on the Flock site? Full transparency, guys. If you are wanting to donate, first off, we appreciate that. That's very kind. Secondly, we would encourage you to do it through the Flock site because, number one, selfishly, YouTube takes 30% of your donation for themselves. All right, that's not the case on the Flock site. And also, if you want to link your team and like ask trade questions, we'll just have more context. It'll be better for you anyway. But J.R. Scott here submitted a super chat. Appreciate you, man. Super message on the Flock site. And he says, what you want added to the 203 to give up Worthy? So basically, you're asking me Luther Burden or Xavier Worthy. Right now, Worthy's a first-round pick. Clear pathway to opportunities.
Yeah.
I would probably need to... I'd probably need to make that a 2-for-2 where I upgrade. Like, let's say, for example, like I make it a 2-for-2 where I add a running back. So I get an Achane and I send you a Breece Hall, right? Or I get a Bucky Irving and I send you a Ken Walker. I get a Bucky Irving, I send you a Derrick Henry, a CMC. I think it needs to be some sort of 2-for-2 where you're recognizing that you're technically tearing down in most people's rankings, but you should tier up somewhere else. I give you a George Kittle. You give me a Sam Laporta. I give you a Bryce Young. You give me a J.J. McCarthy. Or maybe a better example is, I give you Baker Mayfield, you give me Caleb Williams. I don't know. Like, there's different examples like that. I think you need to make it a 2-for-2 there, J.R. Scott. I hope that is helpful, my friend. Tootin was the first pick here by Sets. Welcome to the draft, Sets. Back in 82's first 2 picks, Egbuka and Loveland. And now he's on the clock here. Again, appreciate y'all for being here with us. We're having a lot of fun on today's stream, and we will get to some playbooks here soon. I'd encourage you, if you haven't entered the giveaway for today's stream yet, definitely do so. All you got to do is type LAND into the YouTube chat, LAND, and like the stream. Those 2 things are going to enter you automatically, and we will give that away at the end of this draft. Appreciate y'all for being here with us, and then we'll jump into some team playbooks, as there's 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock here. And also, there is an announcement right after round 2 as well. As Alan had a question here on YouTube, he says, it's a 10-team league, and the 2 trade options are T. Higgins in the 103 for CeeDee Lamb and Aaron Jones, or Ladd in the 103 for CeeDee and Mixon. Man.
Let's see. The 10-team league, the 2 trades options are T. Higgins in the 103 for CeeDee Lamb and Aaron Jones, or Ladd in the 103. I mean, I would want to keep Ladd. So if you're saying I compare CeeDee with Ladd, but I have to send Joe Mixon.
No, you get Joe Mixon, bro.
Or sorry, you get Joe Mixon. So then, I want to keep Ladd though.
Man,
that's the thing. I
just feel like this is just out of like the pocket range for me of value. Like, if that was a Derrick Henry CMC, I would be all about this trade. If that was a like one of the Harveys, Johnsons in this year's class. But ultimately, in a 10-team league, I think it's a pretty fair price for CeeDee Lamb. I'd probably prefer to send T over Ladd if you had to do that. But trade window's up. I got to put back in 82 back on the clock here. Remember, guys, auto picks do not get overturned. But again, I hope that is helpful, Alan. I appreciate you being here on the stream with us. And I still see Sean's question. Well, we answered Sean's. Who was it that we didn't answer?
Oh, there was another guy. I think he dropped
Nature Vibes. We didn't answer.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to screenshot his question right now so I don't.
You can always go to analytics, by the way, and then check it. Remember?
Yep. It's a 2-point game in New York or in Detroit.
I know. They need to fucking lock in.
9-0 run for Detroit, and a turnover just happened. Oh my gosh, it is tied up.
They're fucking playing. You're definitely ahead of me.
Am I ahead of you? Okay, I won't say anything.
I'm on KO. Where are you on?
NBA League Pass.
Okay, let me go there.
You don't have access to League Pass, bro.
I have access to League Pass.
You purchased League Pass?
Yeah, I purchased it to watch the fucking playoffs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, brother.
I was like, I didn't put it on the land card, the fantasy land card. If that's what you were suggesting, I didn't know what you were meaning by that. All right, 30 seconds here. Back in 82 is milking these picks for every second they've got. I can respect it.
And he has he has the 401, the 403.
I know, I am nervous for that 4th round, how long it's going to be. All right. He is 3 picks in, 15 minutes on the clock with all 3 of them here. I don't know if he's trolling us and he has his cue set. Or if he's
That's a
actively
cue.
looking for deals, I don't know.
That's a cue for sure. Now Sets is on the clock. Remember, we changed it to 3 minutes after the third round, or after the second round.
As Sets went tootin'. Bear says, do you think that division winners should get an auto home game in the playoffs or have the best record? I think the best record should get the playoff game, but I think for representation's sake, they have to make it by conference or by division rather. All right, 2 quick picks here.
Wow. Okay, well, that's the pause.
Noel and Neil come off the board. And now, Badaki, you have the comp pick here. Who are you wanting to add?
Yeah, I am going to do... I'm pretty sure. Let's see what I'm going to do. Let's do... I just don't know what D-Turn's going to do, so... Let's do Kyle Williams.
All right, Kyle Williams, can you make a graphic for me? And if you have the old one, maybe just put it back up on the drive for me. Kyle Williams has officially been added to Badaki's team. So if you guys wait 24 hours and you come back to the stream, you'll see a bunch of comments from people saying, wow, Kyle Williams wasn't drafted. It's never ending. I'm going to go ahead and refresh the draft here. Kyle Williams will be off the board, and that is how the comp pick works right there.
All right, I'm about to upload that to the drive here. So you can have that. All right, there you go. That is up. Make sure you change the clock to 3 minutes, by the way.
Yes, thank you. My goodness.
All right. And as that's happening here, we can...
Yes, big announcement.
This big announcement here. Let me stand up for this.
Why don't you go ahead and put it in the Discord as well?
Yeah, let me get it set up here. Let me get set up here.
Let him get set up. Give him a second.
Give me a second. Give me a second.
Someone just said, why has Kyle Williams not been drafted yet?
All right, guys. What is about to be announced right here is pretty significant, okay? We haven't had this in the past 3 years, okay? And the fact that you're going to be able to do this is pretty significant. Now I'm on the clock, and I'll make this really quick. I'm gonna pick Jade and Blue here. That's what I wanted. I almost made that my comp pick. So it's been over 3 years, and you are gonna have the opportunity. Yes, you are gonna have the opportunity to join a league with myself in the next couple of weeks. But all you have to do, there are some parameters, okay? All you have to do, you have to be a land annual Mother Flocker member on the Flock Fantasy website, okay? You will have all that information under announcements where you see this, okay? Let me tag everyone here.
Not everyone. Make sure you just tag our community.
Land Mother Flockers, yeah. Land, and I'll put Land Flock as well. I'll tag both of these guys. All you have to do is be a Land Mother Flocker, and what's going to happen if you are a member doesn't necessarily guarantee you a spot. What we're going to do is roll those people that are the members. Or there's another way. You let me know, Zach. Maybe there's an easier and better way that we can do it, so it could be fair for people. But all you have to do is do that. There are the dates. You have to put in your Flock Fantasy your Flock Fantasy username, your Discord, and you have to choose the one that you're going to be. I'm calling it, I guess, like the New York leagues, right? I named them after the boroughs, the Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan. I thought that was pretty cool. If you're from Staten Island, I apologize. But all you have to do is sign up, make sure you're a land, and we will check if you are a land member, if you are.
And look, most of our giveaways are for everyone, but for this specific giveaway to like get into a league with the other community, it only makes sense to make it for land community members So hopefully that's okay and reasonable. But continue. Sorry.
Gosh, I was on the clock on the fast draft. Didn't even know that.
Oh shoot.
And just to be completely transparent, yes, you're going to be in the league with myself. Zach's not going to be in it. He's going to be away on holiday those times. And there's specific time frames, so make sure you read it. The specific time frame is going to be from June. Obviously, it's going to be all in that form. I think it's June 9th, 12th, or 13th, or something along those lines. Once again, go read that form, and that will be there. Okay, all you have to do, and it will be raffled away to one of the land members, and we appreciate you supporting. And look, if you don't get into a league, that's okay, because not only do you do that, but you can potentially get into other things that we might be giving away here later on as well. So we appreciate you. Go make sure you sign up for that form, and all that information is there. And we're going to be starting that raffle for the land community next week on our live, I think it's Delta. I think it's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is going to be a Dynasty Superflex League. Whether it's in Start 9 or Start 11, we haven't really figured that out as of yet. But who's going to be helping me here is going to be Daniel Macy and Joe Verse. Both of those guys going to be in all of our. It says not published. Can you do that for me, Zach? Can you publish that for me? Apparently, it says it's not published, or it's not available for everyone, or whatever.
Yeah, you just have to push publish. It should be good now.
Okay. So you guys should be able to be. You guys should have the ability to see that now.
But yeah, so essentially to wrap this all up, Badaki is doing leagues with our members, and when I'm on holiday, you guys are going to be drafting in those leagues, and yeah, one of them is a big money league as well. And the way it will work is Land Motherflocker members will enter the pool, okay, to be in the raffle for those spots, okay, and we'll raffle those off next week.
Yeah, Nick's down by 2 now. This is crazy.
How much were you guys up by?
We were up by like 11. So there are 4 leagues in total.
Yeah.
Okay, keep this in mind. There are 4 leagues in total. There's 3 leagues that are $50, and then 1 league that's $150. That's the big money league. That's the Brooklyn League, okay? Then you have Bronx, Manhattan, and Queens are the $50 leagues. And all that's going to be on the form, and make that very clear which leagues you do want to join. And once again, just because you choose it doesn't mean you will enter that league. You might get into the $150. You might get into the $50 league. Doesn't really matter. If the form doesn't say it's published, make sure you refresh. It should be published for you guys there. Okay? Let me have a look.
Okay, hold on. This is a link that you need to send out. So why don't you delete that message?
Okay, hold on.
Copy the message and send this new link.
Okay, hold on.
Wait, guys.
Give me a sec.
Yeah. As the third round, by the way, we got Jaden Blue off the board. Shador Sanders was a 301. Woody Marks, Terrence Ferguson, Mason Taylor, Jalen Royals, Elijah Arroyo, and now the 308 is on the clock. I'm actually on the clock at the 308 as well in a fast draft. I mean, that is literally happening right now, right in front of my eyes.
Okay, there you go, guys.
I am going to draft. We're going to take some Brashard Smith here in this fast draft tourney.
What I'll also do, well, actually, I won't put it in on the YouTube channel. All right, so nice little run. I'm liking my pickups. Amarion, Golden, Blue, Scat.
Yeah, that link should work now. No, Bears, not everybody's going to get into one, my friend. There's going to be more than... How do I explain this? So there's only 4 leagues, right? There's going to be much more than 48 people who are entering, right? So we're going to raffle off the spots. You're not guaranteed to get into a spot. We're raffling off those spots. And, yeah. Badaki is going... When Zach's away, Badaki plays.
That's right. Brad, just like we tell first of all, appreciate that super chat. We don't have any orphan leagues available right now, but this is a good opportunity because the orphan league normally comes up maybe once a year, once every 2 years for us, and we have a massive wait list. So this is also for the people that have joined that wait list that are already land annual mother flockers that have signed up clearly with our promo code. Gives them an opportunity to join who have been on the wait list for a long time. So giving you a fair chance, just like when we started originally. Yeah, choose one that you can go into, get into the raffle. You can choose multiple. Obviously, we're gonna choose people that say that they're available for the $150 league, and make sure that all those guys not choose, but raffle, right? Raffle that out. So don't worry, you can choose all of them if you want.
And if you want to be on the wait list for our any orphans that come up, you can DM me if you're a land mother flocker member annually. DM me and I'll put you on our wait list. Obviously can't guarantee anything, but the Knicks are falling apart. They're melting.
We're falling apart. They're 100%. My God, they're forcing bullshit. Like what happens is that they all try to shoot and no one's running to the basket, so that everyone's trying to fucking play hero ball, and it's like, we need a big point, we need a big play, this and that. Like, they're playing hella aggressive, but then trying to take the shots from man fall. Like, just get the layup, brother. I don't know. Anyways.
Sharney here with the super chat. Appreciate you. If you guys are wanting to donate and get on the stream, and I would suggest to do a super message over on our flock site. And the only reason I say that is genuinely because YouTube's going to take 30% of your donation when you do it through YouTube. So I'll put a link there in the chat, and check out that link that Nightbot has. But Sharney says, drafted Travis and Tet at the 103 and the 104 and Higgins at the 206. Have the 210, the 211, and could use running back help. But I keep lacking the wide receiver values. What are your thoughts? Yeah, like if a Scattaboo, a Tootin's there, it's a no-brainer for me. But if they aren't, I have no problem going like a Knoll. Like if Harris is there, or Besh is there, or Higgins or Burden, they're all great options. Kyle Williams, these type of names. I don't even mind like a tight end premium, your Fergusons, Taylors, Arroyos. So I have no problem with that personally.
That's funny.
Scribble says, if I send y'all 10K to Zach Mbadaki's PayPal, you are guaranteed a spot. Yes, if you send us $10,000, yes, you're gonna get a spot in the league.
You're guaranteed a spot in all 4 leagues.
Yeah,
I got you.
Brad says, appreciate y'all. The 212 or Jordan Mason. I want to hear from the chat on this one. What do you think, chat? 212 or Jordan Mason? I want to hear from you guys. As into round 3, Jordan James was picked up at the 309. Then DJ Giddens, Harold Fannin, Alec A.O. Manor, Isaac Tesla, Jarquez Hunter, Gabriel Ewers, Gordon, and Kyle Monangai off the board.
All right, boys, come on.
It's pretty much 50-50 in the chat right now between Mason and the 212.
You missed the fucking layup. That's crazy.
Alec A.O. Manor. Love you. I'll see you tonight. Okay. Where the hell is Alec on my rankings? Okay, I already had Alec ranked or gone. Okay. Alec went, Tesla went, Jarquez Hunter went. Dylan Gabriel's gone. Quinn Ewers is gone. Ollie Gordon is gone. Kyle Monangai is gone. Pat Bryant is also gone. Okay, I think I'm all caught up now. People are asking some questions. Let's see. Alex says, y'all are drinking the rookie Kool-Aid. You would love Devin Neal to show what Mason has shown in the NFL. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't ever take Neal that high. So I think you really have to ask the question like more. I feel like Jaden Blue is a more suitable 212. Samson, you know. But I've been team Jordan Mason all offseason myself. Someone said, Badaki, when filling out the form, I cannot select multiple leagues. Would I have to do multiple entries?
No, just choose one, I would say. But I guess you can do multiple. I would say this: if you can, since you can't. Hold on, Brunson. Oh my gosh, we're gonna lose this game. We lost this game, confirmed. Okay, so this is two things. If you want to join the $150 league, do 2 entries. Doesn't mean you get more entries, but it just means that, okay, I'm going to be able to see that you're going to have the ability to pay the $150 and the $50. Okay, so if you could do both, since you can only choose one currently, but do not, it doesn't mean you're going to have multiple chances to win to get into it. Okay. Yeah, Sparrow, that's totally fine. If you did the $150, basically what you do, if you can do the $150, just choose the $150. And if you get into the raffle to get into the $50 league, then and you're okay with that, then we'll put you in the $50 league, right? So it just depends on when we start to do the $150 league, making sure that you guys can join that one. Because I know some people can do $50, some people can't do $150, and I just want to make sure you guys have the appropriate funds for that, okay?
Wow, he's calling you guys out. He's calling your pockets out. All right.
I'm just saying.
No, I understand. I'm kidding. We can answer this question from Calm Nature Vibes, who earlier said Jarquez Hunter or Keaton Mitchell. Very heavily, I am Jarquez Hunter here. I am a fiend for Jarquez Hunter. He was a my guy all offseason on our rookie report. He remains a my guy. I actually think the reason that Sean McVay fell in love with Kyron Williams is maybe the reason he's going to fall in love with Jarquez Hunter, legitimately. So that's very easy.
Yeah, you know who got Jarquez Hunter here? Me.
Yeah, he says, I traded away Algier to the Bijan owner for Brashard Smith. How bad was that trade? I'm completely indifferent on that trade. Like, Algier is nothing but a backup at this point. Also, someone wanted my Terrence Ferguson for Quorum in a 26 third. Is that a bad trade? In a tight end premium, I'm definitely keeping Terrence Ferguson and not worrying about those picks. But I don't know. I think I'd rather just keep Ferguson, to be honest. Quorum with the Hunter trade feels less valuable than ever. And I'm not in love with next year's class. And then we had another super chat here. I think I caught up with all of them now. Yes. And then we have Calm Nature, who says, sorry, one more. Went for need running back. Have Swift and Hampton. Got Toot and Blue, James, Brashard Smith, Monongai, E.T. and Hunter. Wanted the next Bucky. Also got Pat and Terrence Ferguson. Worried I messed up in the draft. And for season, have 5 good wide receivers. Look, it's impossible to tell you if you messed up in the draft because I don't know where you drafted these players, right? I mean, look, if you forced like a Kyle Monongai, over a clear, better receiver or tight end, then yeah, I mean, I'm always going to suggest you to go BPA in a draft and then trade for need afterwards. But without knowing that context, I will tell you, to make you feel better, that the best part of this class is the running back position. So there's nothing wrong with piling up on it. I mean, if you actually look at my Bravo League, which we drafted in 2 days ago, look at all these rookie running backs that I have here. Jarquez Hunter, Brashard Smith, RJ Harvey, Quinshon Judkins. All right, on my taxi spot, DJ Giddens, JCM. So that would be maybe the best answer I could give you there. As after Kyle Monongai went off the board, Isaiah Bond, Tyler Shuck in the 4th round. Wow. I mean, yeah, he's going to start. That's actually kind of insane. I didn't think he was on the board still. Jeez, great value for someone. My gosh. I mean, I'm not even after my pick at the 201, I wasn't really even paying attention that much at who was going off the board. But for Tyler Shuck to fall that far, my gosh, that is crazy. And I know I'm anti-quarterbacks in round 2, but still. What is Jalen Brunson going to do here?
Help him. Help him. Wow. I mean, he's doing it by himself. He did that whole fucking thing by himself. Help him.
Jalen Brunson is Diffie.
My goodness.
As Will Howard comes off the board.
Get that shit out of here. Get the rebound. Oh.
Cat's so zesty. That was very impressive from Jalen Brunson.
That should be and one low key.
All right, Torrey Horton and Gunnar Helm were the last picks. Let me mark them off. Torrey Horton and Gunnar Helm. All right, so that is the end of this Charlie rookie draft, as Karl Anthony Towns was fouled, and he has a chance to go to the line and tie this up. We could potentially be on for overtime in Detroit, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for being here with us. At the beginning of today's stream, we said we were going to give away the 2025 rookie draft bundle, and all you had to do was type in land and like the stream. That is what we're going to do next, okay? So, yeah, this is your last chance, basically. I'm going to give you the next couple seconds here. Again, all you got to do is type in land, like the stream. If you've done those two things, you've entered our 2025 rookie draft bundle. As Karl Anthony Towns, does he only have 9 points on the entire night? Is that right?
I have no idea, but he needs to make these free throws. There goes one.
All right, so we are one free throw away from a tie game here. But we are gonna raffle this off here. And whoever wins, we need you to tell us your Discord username so we can message you.
Oh, missed it. Oh, he got the rebound. Get it. Let's fucking go. Oh, no, you're kidding. That's out of bounds. That's out of bounds. That's our ball. That's our ball.
Oh, my gosh. This is chaos in Detroit
This is crazy. We're watching it. Put it on the stream.
I can't.
Oh, my God. I know.
All right. We are going to give this away, guys. Okay. So we currently have 117 entries. This is your last chance here. I'll leave it up for a couple more seconds. Wow, this entire series has just been neck and neck, hasn't it?
Yeah. Slow it down. 14, plenty of time. Slow that shit down. Slow that shit down. Here we go. Nice and slow. Okay, there we go. Brunson has the ball. Here we go. See, like, what are we going to do? He going to take a three right here? Come on, help him.
Yeah, it's hero ball. It's hero
ball.
Come
on, son. Come on, dude. What the fuck are we doing?
That's great defense.
Family friendly.
That's great defense by Detroit. Okay, we have 122 entries. I've copied them all. And
sorry, John. I got you. That's my fault.
And we're going to go ahead and spin here in 3, 2, 1. Who's going to win our 2025 rookie draft bundle? The winner is Scott Reese. Do we have Scott Reese in the chat? If your name is Scott Reese, please let us know. And all we need you to tell us is your Discord username or your Twitter username and clarify which platform you're on, my friend. Scott Reese, are you in the building? We'll give this like 5-10 minutes, and if we don't hear from a Scott Reese, then we are going to re-roll. So keep that in mind. If we don't hear from Scott Reese, we are going to go ahead and re-roll, but we'll give him a second here. But yeah, appreciate y'all for being here. We are going to jump into some team playbooks next. We've got a couple live ones to get to here. Seeing what tabs I can get rid of at this point.
Yeah, as you're doing that, guys, if you guys don't know, we did announce that we are opening up 4 leagues here with myself. If you want to join one of those, all you have to do is go to our Discord, go to announcements, and that's how you can check that out. You do have to be signed up with the promo code LAND, and we will check that. Obviously, fill out that form. You should be available for those dates. It's either three $50 leagues or one $150 league, which is a big money league. Fill out that form. Let us know if you're keen to join. We got a bunch of responses so far. I think we got, I'll tell you right now, nearly 30 responses.
Wow.
For the LAN community, which is awesome. So
That's
definitely
in like
go ahead.
A couple minutes as well.
Yeah. So definitely continue to put in and enter. It's going to be fair. All you have to do is be a member with the promo code LAN. Okay. So appreciate you guys.
All right, we are going to transition today's stream from the real rookie draft, which we just did, and we're going to jump into some team playbooks. All right, these have been great. We have really enjoyed reviewing a bunch of your guys' teams. And if you guys want your team in the review, you want to, get a customized, type of look into your roster, you can get your team playbook, which again, you get sent this graphic after we review your squad. You can get that by becoming a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member. Okay. And you'll get a voucher that you use through the Flock store. And just make sure you choose Zach and Badaki. Now, if you want it live, you're going to have to move that tier up to the live tier. Otherwise, we can't prioritize it on the stream. Just with the demand currently, again, we're going to have to ask you to get the live version in order to get yours on the live stream. So we're going to jump into those now. We've got, let me check who's live.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know, and I'll start writing their names and stuff.
Yeah,
for making their chalkboards.
The first live, I believe, is Thor.
Okay.
Yes, Thor is the first live. Casanova's offline. After that, we also have Sam Pop 15. And NYAS Dad as well. Okay. But if you want your team playbook, you want it done live, we do have space for a same day live review if you want to get on today's stream as well. I haven't heard from Scott. Should we re-roll? I haven't heard from Scott. As the game is tied in New York. Please remember, family friendly.
I haven't seen anything.
Begging you.
I'm sorry. I'm begging you as well. I really apologize. I'm so sorry for everyone that's watching. It's not like me.
Let's re-roll. I don't see Scott anywhere. Let's re-roll this, okay?
That's why you gotta stay till the end.
You gotta stay with us. We're re-rolling, and our new winner is Omar Johnson. These actually do sound like made-up names. Is Omar Johnson in the chat? Let us know, because you are our winner today. And if Omar isn't here, we'll re-roll as well. But I think Omar's here because someone was able to tag him. Bears was able to tag him. Omar Johnson. He says, I'm here.
I'm
awesome.
here.
All we need you to do, Omar, is tell us your Discord username, and Badaki is going to send you our 2025 Rookie Draft Bundle, my friend.
Yeah. Send that in the chat. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
I appreciate that, Ben. That's very kind. All right.
Yeah. Love.
Let's jump in here. I honestly think we should wait 20 seconds so Badaki can actually pay attention here, guys. Because there's a chance the next game is over. And Badaki, you need to your response needs to remain.
I've just been.
All I'm saying is there's people who don't want to know what's happening.
Yeah. John was in the chat and he was like, "Can you know I'm a little bit? You guys are ahead, so we're not." Surely he's seen it. 20 seconds on the clock here. It's tied up. It's Nick's ball as we wait for Omar. But yeah, appreciate you guys.
Yeah, Omar, let us know your Discord name, or if you have Twitter, Twitter's fine.
Yeah, Twitter, Discord, Instagram, you can put it all in here, or you can message me separately there on Discord. My name is Badaki.
All right. Thor's gonna be first here. Who was it that sent that super message? Dave O sent the super message. All right. let's see. The next game is about to end, and then we're going to get into some playbooks here.
Wow.
I'm not gonna say anything. Badaki's not gonna say anything. We're just watching the end of the next game here. Oh my gosh!
He took that shit in his own hands.
Okay.
I want a Brunson jersey, please. Please.
I mean, you're kind of giving things away.
I mean, it's been over like 10 seconds now. Come on. I was quiet.
All right, let's jump into our first live one of the day, right? Which is Thor. If Thor is here, appreciate you big time, my friend. And Badaki, do we have a setup for him? So he's in a 10-team Superflex start 10 with a tight end premium. So start 10 is going to be that middle ground when you're looking at your roster in your starting lineup. Good little balance there. I don't see any context necessarily along with it. So we're just going to raw dog this and do the best that we can. Thor.
By the way, still waiting for Omar. Sorry, I just want to make sure that's clear. Omar, if you're here, send us a message.
Yes.
Send me a message.
Omar, we need you to tell us your Discord name or Twitter name or something.
We might have something.
He's currently ranked 4th. It's a 10-team league. And whenever you're ready to read out his roster, let's do it.
Yeah, Superflex middle ground here, ranked 4th. Okay, let's have a look at this team.
Wow. This is great. I'm just looking at all the players he's picked up.
I'm so sorry. Hold on. Say less. Okay. Never mind. Trevor Lawrence, Brock Purdy, Cam Ward, Justin Fields. Good. So dope. All right, I can finally move on. I'm going to turn this off. Thor, I want to give you my complete attention. I really appreciate you. I'm just being patient. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Trevor Lawrence, Brock Purdy, Cam Ward with Justin Fields. Look, not an amazing quarterback room, but you got Cam Ward here, which could be something. You got Jahmyr Gibbs, Ashton Genty, Omarion Hampton, Travion Henderson, R.J. Harvey. Wow, you have the 101, 102, and you got Jahmyr Gibbs. That's kind of sexy. You could start up to 5 wide receivers here in a start 10. Marvin, T, Emeka, Ricky, Chris Godwin are your starting 5 with Brock Bowers here.
What an incredible outcome for your team from the NFL, from your rookie draft. I mean,
this is hot.
Dude, I mean, we'll talk about your draft haul here, but you had how many draft picks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 it seems. And you came away with this haul. You grabbed Cam Ward, which is incredible. I mean, look at that. Adding to your quarterback room. Quarterback 3 definitely needed. But this running back room that you've built up here, Genty, Hampton, Henderson, Harvey, to go along with Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, my gosh. And then obviously we came back and added Emeka Egbuka, Jalen Knoll, Jalen Royals. You know, obviously the drafts had running backs as the feature. You definitely could have used some wide receiver help there, but still the wide receiver room is more than enough. Okay. But thinking about the starting lineup right now, I mean, we're looking at a starting lineup that is probably what, Trevor, Purdy, Gibbs, Genty, Marvin, T, Bowers, and then you can only start 3 other names between Hampton, Henderson, Harvey, Kamara, Egbuka, Pearsall, Godwin. I mean, you're in an incredible position there, my friend. You should feel very, very good about this team. Now, I did notice that you do not have your own 26 or 27 first-round pick. With that in mind, I think we are very clearly going to go full contend, and we're going to go Windows open pathway for this specific roster, okay? So, great team. I mean, I'm going to say this is an A. This has got to be something in the A's. I would probably say like what, A- type of team here.
Yeah, A-, say flat there.
Draft capital grade, transparency is honest, is important. Honesty and transparency is important. I think this is a pretty bad draft capital right now. I would say probably a D+. Would you agree?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so But that's fine, because again, you've just built out such a nice team here. I definitely think we can think about moving a Justin Fields, a Kamara, a Godwin, and trying to like tier up in some areas on this team. But the untouchables would be Gibbs, Bowers, Genty. Those are probably your main untouchables, but I could put 2 on the screen for you there. Ricky Pearsall is a strong hold. Trey Benson is a strong hold. I also think you should hold plenty of these running backs like Kyle Monangai, Woody Marks. These guys are all fantastic holds at this point. As far as drops, look, I don't think you should drop anyone. If anything, let's add waivers to this team. I think that Jarquez Hunter and Brashard Smith are worth picking up. Kyle Williams as well. Let's pick up Kyle Williams. Honestly, my top 2 for you would be Jarquez and Kyle Williams. Those should be your priority pickups with this squad.
Who was polls was Ricky, Trey Benson, and who else? I'm sorry.
Ricky, Trey Benson, Woody Marks, and Kyle Monangai.
Okay, awesome.
So very, very good team. You should be very happy with what you've put together here. Okay, you guys can check out the link in the chat if you want to get your own playbook here. But let's go to the chalkboard, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
So incredible haul, which we've already talked about. Post waiver wire. We said Kyle Williams, Jarquez Hunter. These are names that are definitely worth picking up. Brashard Smith, I saw was there. Dylan Gabriel, Taj Brooks, some of these names, right, are worth looking at and add. Oradon Gazden. I'm probably saying that wrong. How do you spell that? Or how do you say that? Oradon, Oronde? Is it Oronde Gazden? I can't remember. Anyway,
I have no idea.
These are all great pickups here. Now, what I would want to do with your team is I would be wanting to tier up in a 10-team league, okay? So we can use Justin Fields, all right? And we can do some sort of plus with him and see how we can tier up. We can do Chris Godwin and someone and see how we can tier up. We can use Alvin Kamara plus someone and look to tier up. And then outside of that, I think you got mainly holds here, but let's find a quarterback needy team to start here. And the first team is oh god. Carissa Thompson sex tape is here. Okay. They need a quarterback though. They do need a quarterback, and they have Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I would love to send them Justin Fields. And where's your team? Can we send them Justin Fields and would you do Fields and Harvey? And maybe I know we don't want to send Harvey away. We just bought him, but look, if you have expendable names across the room here.
Yeah, you do.
Harvey,
I think that's probably the best one.
You might be able. I mean, I would even add. Would you not add Kamara to this?
Yeah, I was gonna say Kamara exactly. Yeah. I'm Kamara. I would probably even throw in, I guess, another, even though we said him as a whole, but Trey Benson.
Yeah,
I think he's expendable now in a team like this.
If you want to throw Benson in there, if Kamara is not enough, I'm actually okay to throw Godwin in as well. You know, like there's actually plenty of names that, like all the guys that I'm going to highlight here, you can technically like quote unquote throw in to make a deal like this happen. Okay. I also don't mind even going like the Cam Ward route instead. If Cam Ward is going to get it done, I am 100% on board to doing that as well. So if instead of Justin Fields, it's actually Cam Ward, and it's let's say Cam Ward, Kamara, and Godwin, something like that, right? That would be fine with me as well. Maybe you don't even need to pay that much. Like maybe you don't actually need to offer Godwin in this deal. But point is, as much as you can tier up with this roster, that's would be our main goal. Weenie Hut Juniors here. Can we send them Kamara? They have Mix in there. So can we get our hands on CeeDee Lamb? CeeDee Lamb is very affordable right now. Pretty much the same deal as Amon-Ra St. Brown, actually. All these deals, I would say, are the same. but they don't really need quarterbacks, so we'd have to structure it a little bit different. Let me think this through for a second. Yeah, I think something like these Justin Fields deals, if they're interested in Fields, would work. You might have to add even more on, but there's plenty of players that we would pile onto a deal like this. If they don't want Justin Fields, then let's go Harvey. Would you go Harvey and Higgins, maybe? T. Higgins?
Yeah. Harvey and T. Higgins for Lamb, you're saying?
Yeah, maybe we can get something in return with a deal like that.
I'm okay with that. Like, I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, we can maybe grab Higgins and let's say, or CD Lamb, and then grab a Mike Evans back your way or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty much across the board, these are the type of deals that we're trying to make, trying to tier up everywhere. You can do any of those deals for Puka Nacua as well. We can even go like Trevor Lawrence and Harvey as an idea as well if you wanted to upgrade quarterback. T-Law plus RJ Harvey. And it's not that we don't like Harvey, it's just this team is just so stacked.
Once again, like when are you going to start him, right? Yeah. You have 4 guys you're going to start instantly over him.
Yeah, let's go get Jalen Hurts, for example, with this offer, right? And maybe you can get something on top of Jalen Hurts, right? You know your league best. Let's go grab a Lamar Jackson, maybe too much, but like a Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow would be great as well, right? If not Joe Burrow, Josh Allen's going to be too expensive. But yeah, like those are the kind of ideas I think we'd be pursuing there. If you can use Chris Godwin and, you said Benson. I think maybe Godwin and Kamara could net a nice little slight wide receiver upgrade. So like Godwin and Kamara, let me look at my rankings here. Let's see. Alvin Kamara and Chris Godwin. Can we get to a Chris Olave? Maybe we could probably aim higher. Like Roma Dunze, Rashee Rice, maybe.
Yeah.
Those are great buy lows right now. Maybe you have to pay more, that's fine. These are just kind of like the start of these structures. But yeah, I think those are the type of deals you and I are looking to do pretty much across the board with a roster like this. You should feel very good about the team that you put together. You're very clearly competing. It's just about how many times can we upgrade, right? How many Pukas or CDs or Lamars or, these type of names can we get on the roster ready to compete?
Yeah, man, we appreciate you. Thank you so much, Thor, for the support. You should be receiving your playbook here within the next couple of days, customized with everything that we drew up here today. And just keep in mind, if anyone that still is waiting on a playbook of yours, I'm grinding out as many playbooks as I possibly can per day. Normally our wait time is 48 to 72 hours, but obviously with draft week, give me a little bit of leeway. I'll try to get to you as many as you guys, get these done as much as possible, honestly, before the weekend. I don't want to do this during the weekend. So I'm trying to grind all these guys out for you because I know you guys are waiting, but we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
All right, Sam Pop is here. Appreciate y'all for being here again. We are doing team playbooks. We've got some spots for a same-day live review. If you want your playbook, you want to know what to do with your draft capital, what sort of trades to make, what direction to go, we can offer that. We'll give you the graphic afterwards. All you need to do is become a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member on the Flock site. You'll get a voucher that you can use through the Flock store. And then just slide it up to the live tier if you want it done on live stream. If you don't slide it up right now, we'll have to keep it as an offline version. Now, did Scott Reese win? Okay, Scott Reese was the original winner. Let's send him the rookie bundle as well, Badaki. Can you message him? He put his Discord username there. So he also won earlier, and he's here now.
I'm curious.
We can honor that.
Dude, I'm curious, by the way. A lot of people I see message and they're not live with it. Is it because it's just buffering?
I think some people go back to the start of the stream and they like watch it
Okay, interesting.
they watch it earlier.
Right, like maybe
Like if
maybe
they were just watching now, they might go to the very beginning to watch the entire draft unfold, and they might hear us say that and type in land and stuff like that. But
Sig is watching. I'm sorry, Scott. I mean, you probably would have hated my reaction because I'm a Knicks fan, but I apologize. I sent you a friend request, H2O boy. I think it's not with the underscore. But I send you that friend request here, and I should be sending all that information out to you after the live stream. But make sure you accept that because I just send that. I want to make sure that to you, or you can add me there, Scott, at Badaki, because now that you gave me your Discord name, which is awesome.
Yeah. All right. So Dave here, I just want to quickly tell Dave, I send you guys a message, and typically I give you guys about 48 hours to reply before I go ahead and do your offline playbook. Yesterday, I grinded through so many offline playbooks, and Dave, I have already finished your offline playbook, my friend. I've already put in, the time and effort. But you did send this, so I'll quickly just walk you through what my thoughts were on your team, okay? And I'll give you a very quick version of it again, because I've already put the time and effort for your offline playbook, which you'll get here very soon. But because you did donate, again, it was a little late. Once I send that message, guys, and I say your offline playbook is done, you really can't go in afterwards and get it done live. But I'll give you a quick synopsis, okay? Because I appreciate the donation. Let's see here. So his team is called Boner Pills. That was his team, and you were ranked number 8th overall. And essentially, my takeaway from your team after looking at it, a 12-team Superflex start 9. I said, the bad news is your team lacks any top-end talent as well as the quality depth needed to go on a championship run. But the good news is you have your 26th first, which is going to allow you to pursue a 1-year punt. You also did a great job extracting value from the 101. He sent away the 101 to get Bucky Jason in the 112. By the way, guys, I think that's a great return considering his situation. In his team, his specific situation, he probably should have sold the 101, which is what he did. But unfortunately, none of his picks, which are the 112, the 201, are in a position to really tier up from, and you don't really have the depth to tier back into that top 7. So you should go BPA. So like RJ Harvey's, the Caleb Johnsons, the Darts, the Igbukas, those are all fine options because you can be patient with this team. I think Geno Smith is a name that you can sell, and you'll see that on the graphic. And these are sells that you probably need to wait till in season to do, like Michael Pittman, Darnell Mooney, Cortland Sutton, Tony Pollard. I gave you prices on the playbook as well. But I gave your team overall a C+ grade. I think you need to go 1-year punt. Your untouchables are your future first. You need to hold names like Pearsall, Penix, Strange, JSN as you're rebuilding here. And I think Daniel Jones and Kayshon Boutte are both great options to pick up off the waiver wire for you. But again, I'm sorry I couldn't give you the full live experience, but that's because I already put the work in on the back end for your playbook. But hopefully that is helpful, my friend. And Badaki is going to send that playbook to you here very soon. In fact, Badaki, can you make a mental note? Can we get that to Dave today? Is that okay? Since he did that upgrade?
Sure.
Okay, great. So keep in mind, Dave, appreciate you big time. But just with the demand, I had to kind of start pumping out some of those offline ones. But I appreciate you big time, my dude. And I actually want to go back and give you a free trade question voucher so you can come back on the stream at any time and ask me any question that you like from the review. Appreciate you. All right, Sam Pop is the next live review. Is that cool?
Yeah, Sam Pop.
Pop.
Right. Sam Pop.
Anybody
15.
watching Community? Anybody out there watching Community? No? Pop. Anyway, okay, move on.
No one's responding. He's hoping that I respond. He's hoping that I respond so he can feel something, but
no, I clearly know that you would have responded if you heard me say pop in the first place.
I have watched Community.
You haven't watched it?
I just haven't watched. I've watched it, but I just haven't. I wasn't as deep as you were. As you are.
Yeah. No, I love Community. All right. Sam Pop is next. What's up, man? You can read the context whenever you're ready, Badaki.
Yeah, appreciate you, Sam. 2 quarterback, 12 team start, 10 a classic middle ground, which has been really a theme really throughout all of these team playbooks for all you guys. He says hoping to get done the 110 and the 201 done. Hoping to get done, the 110 and the 201 done, but the 102 owner is still on the fence. Is adding a late second too much for me? I also have 27 first, looking to flip my 26 first for 27 picks. All right. Team.
So do you think he means that
5.
he is trying to get the 102 by sending the 110 and the 201? Is that how you're reading that?
And then he's trying to add a late second to try and trade up there.
Look, full transparency.
That's
If I own the 102, I would not consider that deal. Like that wouldn't really start a conversation for me at the 201. I think the 201 has more power than that. However, if you can get that done, then absolutely, like, please, get that done. But we need to look at your team first, because I'm not even sure you have the depth to really make a move like that. So let's have a look at the team first, shall we?
Yeah, have a look at this team. Currently ranked 5th out of 12. Patrick Mahomes, Kyler Murray, and really that's it. At the running back position, no one to really speak of at the moment. Wide receivers, you can start up to 5. You have London, McConkey, Addison, Wandale, and Devon Bailey with Noah Fant. But it looks like he has the 101.
Yes.
Is this the 101, the 110, the 111, 112, and the 201? So was he trying to get up to the... No, he's trying to get to the 102.
Yeah.
Oh, brother, you have plenty. You're in that sweet spot for all of these running backs here, which we'll definitely talk about. Like, you're in that sweet spot to get a lot of needs that you have here. One of those tight ends, one of those running backs, another wide receiver if you really wanted to. You're gonna have Ashton. Once again, we're gonna break it down, but let's go straight into some admin stuff. Untouchables, I would say the 101 in your future first still.
I'd send his future first away. I think the 101 is
sure.
only untouchable, really.
Sure. Holds, we can add that.
Yeah.
Holds.
There's really not many players I'm like desperately holding on this team, to be honest with you.
No, not at all.
Yeah, maybe we focus more on drops, because you can definitely drop Zach Wilson. You can drop Brandon Cooks, Josh Palmer, if you wanted to, Zamir White, AJ Dillon, Kenneth Gainwell. All these names are easily droppable. But on your waiver wire, you should definitely pick up Isaac Horrendo. No doubt about it. He should be rostered. You should also go out there and pick up... I think Isaac Horrendo is the main guy I would roster. Overall team grade. Right now, your starting lineup is probably Mahomes, Murray, Genty, let's say Harvey or Johnson, right? Then London, Ladd. Then let's say Loveland or Warren. And then Addison. You still need to start 2 more names. So we're hoping those are going to come from your draft picks. Full transparency, man, like I don't really think you have the roster to be sending a mass amount of picks away to move up in a draft. Like you just don't have that depth. You know, if you go back and watch the previous review we just did for Thor's team, he had the depth. He had the depth in spades to make a move like that. I really don't think you have that depth personally. So I probably would not pursue a deal like that given his team. Shall we get to the chalkboard?
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry. Before we go, I'm assuming we're on the same path, full rebuilds or 1-year punt.
I don't think he needs to rebuild. I think he can contend with this draft capital.
Okay, so we're contenders.
I think we're soft contending.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think after he brings in a Genty, you know, the combination of Genty.
You're right. Nah, I was thinking more of a 1-year punt, because I would like to see what these running backs do, right? If he gets Genty, what are those? Is it going to be the RJ Harveys of the world or the Calebs of the world if he's potentially going to get it, but still might be short at that flex position? Because he can get in Buka, but he's not somebody that's going to help him now. He can get a Tyler Warren or a Loveland, but are they going to help him now? But I hear your pathway. So soft contend.
100%. I think soft contend. I think when you get to fill out this roster, you're going to feel pretty good about it. But yeah, let's go that contend route. Softly contend, but do it softly. All right, let's go to the chalkboard here. At the 101, we're going to grab Ashton Genty. And at the 110, you're going to be in this tier where there's 2 running backs that we like. Both RJ Harvey and Caleb Johnson are great options here. I do prefer, personally, Harvey, but it's very close. And in a super flex league, you're going to have pretty much across these next 4 picks, great options available to you. It is a 12 team, yes. So 10, 11, 12, 201, you're going to have 4 picks in a row. And if you ended up, let's say hypothetically, with Harvey, Johnson, Loveland, right? And then you came back and you grabbed an Ibuka and you were patient on him. Like, that potential outcome to me is really good for a team like this, because then we're going to talk about your starting lineup and we're going to say, okay, well, you have Mahomes, you have Murray, you have Genty, Harvey, Johnson, right? You're starting London, Ladd, you're starting Loveland, you're starting Jordan Addison, and then obviously we can figure out that last spot there. But again, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 starters. So you pretty much have all your starters at that point. Now, I guess this is maybe we should say more of a sleeper than anything, I think, for a team like this, because again, we still need Harvey, Johnson, Ibuka, Loveland to all kind of pan out year one. So what you're saying, I think, is fair. But I would say, yeah, maybe sleeper. Like, you're playing with house money, okay? You're going into the season, no expectations, but if we're competing, great. We can think about sending our 26 first at that point. Now, I don't think you can tier down from pretty much any of these picks. Like, you could hypothetically tier down from the 101, but we want to keep Genty on a roster like this. And then the 110, all the picks that you would tier down from, you already have. So probably not really worth your time to hypothetically, like, think about those moves. Now, I will say, if Mahomes still has like first round value in your league, I'm definitely open to tearing down from him, which we can talk about. And I think that's the main move. I'm not really looking to move anyone else on this team, and most of the other players don't really have any value. So I would love to move Mahomes for the following names, okay? And I know not everybody's on the same page as me, but if I can move Mahomes and tier down to a May, Caleb, Nix, Herbert, Love, Purdy, Baker, Dak, Goff, I am completely fine. JJ McCarthy, I'm fine to genuinely tear down to any of those names. So I think we can explore that. And the first name that came to mind to me is Jared Goff. I really don't understand why there's that big of a difference between their values in Dynasty right now. But for example, can we land a Jared Goff? Would you do like Goff and Nico would be more than enough for me. But what about Goff and T? Would you do that?
Yeah.
You would?
T. Higgins. Jared Goff, T. Higgins for Patrick Mahomes.
Maybe you can ask for something additional on top of that, like what? We could potentially do Aaron Jones, Brian Robinson, Pacheco, one of those names as an addition.
Yeah.
I prefer going the Goff Nico Collins route here. And in fact, I don't even mind doing that if you had to add like the 210 or something to this deal. I would do that. And if you think I'm undervaluing Patrick Mahomes, that's fine. We just don't value him the same as an overall Dynasty asset, right? This guy has JJ McCarthy on his team. Can we go out there and get McCarthy, Marvin, and some combination there? He also has McBride. Can we get McCarthy, a Dunze McBride or something? And then what we can do here, actually McBride is probably more valuable than Mahomes, so that's a bit ambitious, but McCarthy, a Dunze feels pretty fair. And maybe you can think about getting a Chuba Hubbard here if you send your Mahomes and... Man, you have like no middle ground pieces, do you? But what about sending Mahomes and the 210 and the 212 here? Would you do that? Mahomes, 210, 212 for McCarthy, Adunze, Hubbard.
Yeah. Yeah, 100% if you can. Maybe
you don't need to send that 212. Maybe it's only 210. You know, you can flesh out these deals yourself here. Okay, let's keep looking here at all of our other options. And obviously, if you want to keep the security of Mahomes, I don't blame you. Can we go down to a Trevor Lawrence? So Trevor Lawrence, Brian Thomas. That would be more than enough for me. And if you want, you can, again, send that 210. If you need to send the 212 on top of it, totally happy to do that as well. And again, this is going to... You need to find the owner who still thinks Mahomes is worth that first round pick in a super flex startup, because many people still feel that way. You just need to find the right owner. Drake May. Can we go from Mahomes to Drake May and get a Bucky Waddle maybe?
Okay.
And again, same thing. I'm gonna say this again. I don't want to keep putting it there, but same thing. If you need to add those second round picks to make a deal like that get done, then we're fine. Can we go down to a Caleb Williams and get a JSN 107 and send those 2 picks down, right? So Caleb Williams, JSN. Honestly, I think I would do it for that package alone, but if you think you can work in the 107 and send those 2 seconds, then great. Again, you're gonna know your league a little bit better than us. But yeah, coming back to Pat Mahomes here. Jared Goff, we already talked about. Brock Purdy. Can I get Brock Purdy? No, this is not going to match up well. Let's see. I mean, I actually wouldn't mind doing like a Purdy Rice 108.
Brock 108.
Purdy Rice 108. I don't mind. And again, you can send any amount of those seconds if you want to do a deal like that. Dak Prescott. What about Dak Puka? I'm fine with that personally.
Yeah.
What are you watching right now?
I'm not. I'm just messaging somebody.
Oh, okay.
Just trying to make sure they get their stuff.
I saw you laughing at the screen. I was like, is this guy watching something right now? Yeah, Baker Mayfield would be fine, but that guy doesn't have anything interesting. So, like, again, if any of those deals are possible, I think it's going to put you in a much better position long term. I like the team. Again, I don't think you don't have the facilities for a trade up like that. Okay, but that's my overall thoughts on the team.
Yeah, appreciate you, Sam. Keep it simple, man. Keep it simple. A lot of draft capital. That's all you really need to do. We always say keep it simple, stupid, which means KISS.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it. Try not to do anything. Try to maximize in the right places. And the Patrick Mahomes ones are definitely something that we want to do. But you should be receiving your playbook here within the next couple of days. On the Flock Fantasy message system, customized with everything that we drew up for you here today. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
What's up, Joe? He says, it says I received a message on Discord, but I don't have one. If you're referring...
I sent him a message.
Okay, great.
Yeah, no stress.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Appreciate everybody out there who is watching. Again, if you want your review and you want it done live today, we have a couple spots still available. Same day live reviews are an option. I know Nias' dad is up next. We did just have a submission as well. Let me double check what that name is.
I think it's
Golden Child.
Golden Child, yeah.
So NYAS Dad and Golden Child are our only other 2 live team playbooks. So if you want to get in, it's a great time to get in to join this queue for a live team playbook today. You can check the link in the chat if you want more info as well. All right, let's get to NYAS Dad 14 here.
Yeah, thank you so much for the support. Let us know if you're in the chat here with us. Says, hey fellas, second years of rebuilding, not sure where to go from here. 2 quarterback, 12 team, start 9.
Sorry, I just realized there's probably people who are watching who have questions about this. Okay, so let me just quickly do my thing here. You can check the link in the chat, guys, but when we do your live team playbook, you get this graphic afterwards, complete game plan for your offseason, what to do with your draft capital, what trades to make. You can get that by becoming a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member. All right, that'll give you a voucher. Got to be annual. Give you a voucher that will you can use through the Flock store. Okay, now if you want it done live, you got to move that tier up to the live tier. For annual members, it's only a $7 upgrade for it to be done live. Otherwise, we'll have to do it offline during this week, which is just craziness right now. But you can also keep in mind, when you become an annual member, guys, you don't just get the team playbook. You get our rookie report as well on the Flock site. All right, you get the Dynasty Trade Dial, which is a tool that helps you to buy and sell every position at its peak. It has over 3,700 data points. It's incredible. You get a trade question voucher on the Flock site, a start sit voucher for in season, our rankings, premium tools, databases. You unlock our complete Discord, where you can do things like call into the show, have some conversations with us in our community over there, get trade feedback, that kind of stuff. You can get, again, all that when you become an annual Mother Flocker member. But, of course, if you're already a member on a different promo code, you can still get a team playbook from us. You go through the Flock store, and you just purchase one a la carte through Zach and Badaki Fantasyland, okay? So,
yeah. That's awesome. By the way, just to throw something else in there, just for this weekend, until we do our raffle, if you do sign up now, you'll ultimately or instantly get entered into the raffle, but all you have to do is fill out the information on the form on the announcements tab, okay? So if you do want to join a league with myself in the Fantasyland community, and you want to get a team playbook, you can also join that there on the announcements tab, okay? So keep that in mind. This is the first time we've done this in 3 years.
Yep.
In 3 years. So keep that in mind. This is exclusive stuff.
All right.
Appreciate you. All right. We are Naya's dad. I think I'm saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call you Dad. Appreciate you, Dad.
Hey, Dad.
2 quarterback, 12 team start, 9 half PPR, which is meat and potatoes here. And your team name is Sterling Street Heroes. Let's have a look at your team here. Bo Nix, Bryce Young, and Justin Fields. Good quarterback room, really all you need. Devonta Smith, Tyrone Tracy, Tony Pollard, Jalen Wright, and then nothing else. The RB2 is struggling now with Tracy and Cam Scatterboot. At the wide receiver position, you can start the 4 wide receivers: Malik Neighbors, Puka Nacua, Jacoby Myers, and Darnell Mooney, with Dalton Kincaid at the tight end position. Okay, so this team is a very interesting team. Untouchables, Malik Neighbors, of course, Puka Nacua. Holds, I would put Jalen Wright as a hold. I feel like Bryce Young is a hold for us 100%. Right now, right?
Yeah.
And then there's plenty of guys that you can drop on this team. You know, Kendrick Bourne, Treylon Burks, Jalen Hyatt, Emmanuel Wilson, Rasheen Ali. Is it time to drop Cole Kmet? Oh, I don't want to say it. I can't believe I just said it.
Haven't rostered him in 3 years. I have no idea.
You missed out on a lot of game-winning weeks.
I missed out on like 3 weeks where I might have wanted to start him.
You missed out on a whole year where he was a top 6 or top
a whole
8
year
tight
where
end.
you could play him 3 weeks and he would have been great for you. The other
a whole year top 6 tight end
top
when the
6
tight end was shit that year.
Meant nothing. Anyway.
But yes. That is all.
So thinking about the starting lineup here, right? You got Bryce Young, Bo Nix, Achane, Tracy for now, Neighbors, Puka, Kincaid, and then you still need to start 2 names. There's some veterans there that you could start. Yeah, he is. He mentioned he's in a rebuild right now. I will give this overall probably B- team.
Okay.
Maybe C+. And then as far as draft capital grade, I would just say B flat. You don't really have any additional picks to work with. Typically in a rebuild, you want to have a little bit more draft capital there to play around with. But yeah, on the waiver wire, there isn't really anyone worth talking about. So have we done all admin?
Yeah. Last thing we need is a pathway forward, which
yeah, we're going to stay towards like a 1-year punt here.
Yeah. I was thinking 1-year punt because I don't think you
rebuild.
get enough. I don't think you get enough in a with the draft capital that you have.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, you're at least a punt, if not a full rebuild. But the beauty of a 1-year punt is you can always come back to the table after, next season. If a bunch of players overperformed, then you can start asking the questions like, hey, like maybe I should actually be competing. Maybe my team is better than I originally thought. So, yeah. All right. Let's get into the chalkboard, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
All right. At the 106, I definitely think you are a team that is eligible to, let's say, go like a Henderson Judkins here. That'd probably be my preference, Badaki, but it's a super flex, right?
This is super flex.
So, yeah, any of Ward, Henderson, Judkins would be great, but Henderson and Judkins are definitely great options for you. But to be honest, like, you have needs everywhere. You have needs everywhere, so.
Do you have you don't have Travion and Judkins in the same tier as RJ and Caleb, do you? No, right?
No, I have them right ahead of those guys personally for just that top, 40 draft capital.
Yeah, no, I get that. The only reason why I even bring that up was because I just wanted to question if he should trade back maybe to the 109, 110, get the RJ Harvey.
Yeah, I mean, look, you could, but then you're gonna have to be in a position. You're not gonna have to be in a position, but you probably would want to sell Harvey, considering he'll be 25 next year in your rebuild. Not that that's a big deal, but it's just something to keep in mind. So yeah, I actually don't think I'm probably tearing down with any of these picks. But I do think we can sell Achane, as crazy as that sounds. In a rebuild, I don't really need to be set at running back anyway. Justin Fields is a name that we could definitely sell. I'm going to also add like Pollard, Tracy. Who are some of those veteran running wide receivers, Jackie?
Wide receivers. I mean, the only one you have, Jacoby Myers, Darnell Mooney. You can't really sell anyone else. You can't sell Marvin.
Yeah.
Quentin Watson.
Yeah.
So
those are going to be your main sells on a team like this. Achane you can net a really nice return from. So why don't we find a running back needy team here to start off? Okay, so running back needy teams. For example, this guy has Keaton Mitchell. Can you get the 104 and the 112? Would you do like the 104 plus the 112 and send away Achane and the 206, for example? To me, that puts you right back into a Henderson range anyway. Or you can go Hunter or McMillan, and then you tier up. So
yeah,
because I have Henderson and in the same tier as Achane, I have no problem with an idea like that.
I completely agree. I think that's a phenomenal trade.
You also can go 102 straight up if you wanted to. In some leagues that's possible. In other leagues it won't be, obviously. But that just gives you... I mean, you're guaranteed to get Hampton or Hunter, whoever you want there, really.
Yeah.
Let's keep looking here. This guy has a 105. Can we go 105? Maybe 105, 205 in a future second or something like that. And then you can give your 306 in this deal. Maybe that's not possible. Maybe you can only get the 105. Well, if that's the case, grab a future second then on top of if that's the best that you can do. But there will be some more ideal options here soon, I think. That guy's a 101. That guy is a 111. It's a 12-team start 9. Okay, so I'm just keeping in mind all my options here. The distribution of talent on your league is so strange. How about Marvin 107? And then we'll send that 206. Again, something like that, where we'll build around the wide receiver instead. You like that?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I like that.
103.
Marvin 107.
Yeah, look, I think, or like if you can get a Brian Thomas or something after the pick of Hunter, a common question has been, should I be worried about Brian Thomas? No, Brian Thomas just showed he had a historically great season, so as a rookie. So yeah, that's also a great name to build around. Let's look at Justin Fields here and teams that could use a Justin Fields. 202 is perfect if you can get the 202 for that. Right, that's right in that tier of players that we love.
Yep.
That could work out great. You could send him for like a Jalen Waddle.
Whoa, sorry.
What's that?
Someone sent me something and it was just extremely loud.
Oh, you're okay. What ideas have you got here?
Yeah, let's see. For Justin Fields, I'm happy to potentially just keep him right here. But I know you were talking about Jalen Waddle here. Let's see for this team.
I'd love to get a Roma Dunze if you can package Fields in the 206.
The 206, yeah. That's probably the only person I would do that here for, to be completely honest, on this team.
Let's go to Tony Pollard here. Look, Tony Pollard is simple, yeah. late second, so like the 206 to the 212 range this year. If you can get, a future second, we're okay with that as well. Tracy, I feel like Tracy's the same. I don't know. It depends. Like maybe a early second.
You can do would you send Tracy right now for the 206, 207?
Yeah.
Out of curiosity?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. So like, I would do that. You can reset with that. That's the two ins, the Trey Harris potentially if you can sneak in there. Someone doesn't really believe in Tracy. Or that they do believe in Tracy.
But I think that's the pathway I take with this team, man. Just keep getting younger. We talked about all the trade options you have for all these assets, what to do with your draft capital there. I think you're in a great spot, dude. Really, I think you should feel great about where this rebuild is and the assets that you have to continue to propel this rebuild in the right direction. So, appreciate you big time, man, for letting us review the squad. It was fun. And Badaki is working on these playbooks. Obviously, the demand is very high right now, so be patient with that. But when you get the live review, obviously you get to hear all of our thoughts and start to take action on it anyway. But that playbook will be there in the next couple of days for you as well. Anything else, Badaki?
No, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support, man.
All right, Golden Child is our next live playbook here.
All right, Golden Child. Always say for everyone, thank you so much for the support, man. Let us know if you are here. We did get a trade question, by the way.
Oh, okay. Let me refresh then.
If you wanted to refresh that, yeah. As Zach is pulling that up, and I'm making.
Okay, so D1 and only. That's a nice name, actually. That's cool. So they would send away the 102 in a early first next year for the 103 in Brees Hall. So you're tearing down one spot. Look, there's a lot of context that is needed in a question like this. Because you put this as an early to mid first. If this is like clearly one of the three worst teams in your league, there's no way I'm doing this. Like if that is in your mind a locked and loaded top 3 picks next year, I'm just going to keep the 102 in that first round pick. But if you think there's potential that it's a late first, I would be more open to it. So that is how I would answer this. Again, if you just know that's going to be an early first, there's no doubt about it. The team is dog shit to who owns it. Then we're 100% going to keep the 102 in that pick. However, if I agree, there's a chance that it's a late first and that team is actually very competitive, then I would go ahead and say we can do a deal like that. So right now I lean the 102 because you marked it as an early first in the future.
Yeah, hopefully that helps, D1. Appreciate you and your support. Golden Child is here with us, which is awesome. Please, Golden, jump in at any point in time. I feel like it's been a while since, not a while, but the past couple of days, obviously the demands have been really high and not that many people have been with us in the live stream. It's just really good to have the person's team here with us. But we appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the support. Golden Child Dynasty is his team name. It's a 2-quarterback, 10-team start 10. So another middle ground here for us, which is just really classic. That's what all of our leagues are.
When you copy that, by the way, can you copy and put it in the chat as well for people? Because I think you're already copying it, right? Yeah, that'd be great. Because you're already copying it for the playbook. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Exactly.
Cool. No, that's great. That way I don't have to go do that as well. Sorry.
No, you're totally fine. Golden Child Dynasty. He says, love the content, boys.
And then he also sent a little message in the back and said, help me win the championship this year. What moves need to be made?
Okay, awesome. So we can definitely try and help you out with that. Let's have a look at your team.
By the way, is there anyone named Rob in the chat who just submitted a playbook? Let me know if your name is Rob. Let me know.
Rob.
Anyway, it's a great time to submit a playbook. You can get it live reviewed on today's stream. Okay. So, team 3. Go ahead.
Yeah, team 3 here. All right. At the quarterback position, Caleb Williams, Trevor Lawrence, Sam Darnold. Look, good quarterback room. Not amazing, but some good young players there for sure. Bijan Robinson, Jonathan Taylor, Jordan Mason there. Good running back room as well. At the wide receiver position, you can start up to 5 wide receivers. Chase, London, Wilson, Shakira, and Tyreek Hill, which I really do like. I'm a big believer in Shakira. I think he's going to take another big step this year with Tucker Kraft and Dalton Kincaid, Jake Ferguson, Brenton Strange. I mean, literally, you have 4 tight end ones. And I know it doesn't seem exciting, but like all these guys could take off next year. with the one you have the 106 across the board.
Oh, yeah. Think about the starting lineup: Caleb, Trevor, Bijan, Taylor, Chase, London. Wow. Then Tucker, which is okay, and then you only need to start 3 more names between Shakir, Wilson, Tyreek, Downs, Cup, Mason. You definitely have a lineup that I think can go out there and compete this year. And you have some of those top end names and the guys that should be able to kind of break out. So this is a strong contender. And yeah, I really like this team so far. I would put like this feels like a tight end away from A range, but I'm going to say B+.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. B+, and then maybe just B for the draft capital.
Yeah, middle of the road, definition of middle of the road there with the 6 across the board and no future additional picks, but all of our own.
Yeah. When it comes down to I don't know if you said it. Jamar Chase, Bijan Robinson are your untouchables. Holds.
Yep.
First 2 that came to mind was Jake Ferguson, Brenton Strange. I'm not sure if there's anyone else you would like to hold. Maybe we could go
Downs.
Josh Downs, okay.
Jordan Mason, Downs, Strange, Ferguson are all great ones. And then drops.
There's no drops
not
here.
Not really like a player I want to drop on this team. In fact, after your draft, you should be able to trade. Like Audric should net you probably a third.
There are a couple of
Tillman could get you a third. Jalen, Ferg, Strange, Ferg and Strange could get you a second maybe.
I say let's add 2 waiver wire ads because there's some names. I see Elijah Mitchell here. I see Mike Gesicki here. I also see Luke Musgrave here. So,
but after the draft, with the names that he already has, are you gonna actively pick those guys up? Because I think if they were on our roster, we'd be like, look, you're gonna have to make some tough decisions. You can probably just drop these names.
I think it just depends on like what happens, right? Like, if there's a guy that will be expendable for me, will be Ray Davis off the bat.
Really? I would much rather have Ray than anyone on the waiver wire.
Okay. And that's fair.
You wouldn't rather have Ray? I mean, he looked really good. He's going into year 2.
I think it just depends on... I guess I would have Ray over Elijah Mitchell and like Miles Sanders. So you're right. I'm there with you.
Yeah. I just think this is an indication of a healthy league that has a healthy waiver wire. But anyway,
yeah, so no drops here for us, which is totally fine. Not every league's like that here. And please, once again, the Golden Child, jump in at any point in time with any context or anything that you want us to hit on here. But let's get to the chalkboard.
Okay, so I would like to probably, in an ideal world, add a Henderson or a Judkins to this roster. But, of course, if those guys aren't available and you're picking between Hunter and McMillan, I'm totally fine with that as well. Those are both very good options. And you can trade afterwards if you want to or / need to, which you probably don't even need to. At the 206, you're in this range of receivers that Badaki and I really love. All right, it's this big range of the Burdens, Higgins, Harris, Besh. We like all those names. I would say at the 306, I would definitely target tight end for you. Like this is that group that I would target from Arroyo, Ferguson, Taylor. Those are all really undervalued right now. And then the 406 is BPA at that point. But yeah, I think you could potentially fill your needs there. I actually would suggest the opposite of max value. Like if you want to tier up, and that's specifically from the 206, you could try that. So for example, if you want to go 206 plus 306, is this 10 team or 12 team?
10 team.
10 team, yeah. So
10 team.
You could ask for the 203.
Well, he has the 204 technically here, so.
Yeah, the 203 will put you at the 201. You can ask for the 202, the 201.
Yeah, because you're going to get either one of those tight ends probably here in that range.
Yeah. Between Loveland and Golden, or Loveland and Warren, you'll probably have one of those names. Or like an Igbuka falls to you, a Dart that you can have your quarterback 3, Harvey, Johnson. Like, you're just going to get into that tier that you and I really like. So that's you don't have to tier up, but I certainly would consider it if it's affordable. And I did a trade like this today, pretty much, in our Bravo League. So in certain leagues, you can tier up.
I would definitely be interested in trading like Tyreek Hill potentially. I don't know how you feel about that.
I feel like you need to wait till in season, but I'm definitely down.
Yeah. Like right now, genuinely, if you were to receive the 110, the 19 for Tyreek.
Oh, no brainer. I just don't think he's anywhere near that price point though.
Even honestly in this scenario in a 10-man, the 201, you're still going to get something. The 202, you're still going to get something.
I'd love to hear the chat's opinion on this because I think we're shooting too high. I think everyone would prefer a Burden over Tyreek Hill right now, and that's more 203 in a 12 team, which is like I think it just depends on this format.
Look, I think in a hardcore dynasty league, 100%. I think it just depends on each league. And like for example, Golden Child, there's somebody that's new, and they just know Tyreek Hill's name, and they say, well, he's a big guy. And what's this? Who's this person that's coming in? But like, I'm happy to do that. But even then, like, would you want Jack Best or Tyreek Hill? Trey Harris or Tyreek Hill? Like, are you ready to reset? I don't think even in season
I think
you're going to
everyone
be able to
in Dynasty. That's my opinion. That people are ready to reset.
Sure. Yeah. Me too.
But let's ask the question: Tyreek Hill, or let's just say the 2-0. Well, let's say for a 12-team perspective, let's say that 203 is that range, right? Tyreek Hill or the 203, because at that 203 you can really decide between like Higgins, Besh, Harris, Burden, right? So we'll put that poll up in the chat, and I want to hear your guys' opinions there.
I would even say, even as keep in like I would like you guys to answer this question, even as a contending team, because I think even as a contender, I would still do this.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree. Even as a contender, I'd probably still take the pick. But I'm to your credit, I'm shocked that so far it's about dead even.
Yeah,
I'm shocked by that.
I think it just depends on that person. It depends on the person on the league. But people like to aim for upside as well. I think that's the difference.
Yeah,
it's kind of like
here's the reality, right? At this point of Tyreek's life cycle in Dynasty, and I said this last year. Do you remember this? Badaki? I made a video, and Tyreek Hill was featured about how he will never gain value again in Dynasty football ever. And at that point, he was a top 15 wide receiver. So you're now a year removed where people have already seen the decline. This is like Travis Kelce. The first year you saw the decline, people were like, oh, so there is at some point where he stops being Superman. I think that's people's mindset with Tyreek. If Tyreek comes out and has like a top 20 year, top 15 year, there's no single scenario in which he improves his value. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it was sorry, what was the person that you were just comparing this to? Like Travis the situation? Kelce? Travis Kelce? I was gonna say Cooper. Was it Cooper Kupp?
Cooper Kupp's a good one too, yeah.
Because I remember we had that conversation as well. Like Cooper Kupp, I mean, he finished the top 3 wide receiver, and like nobody wanted to pay a top 6 pick for Cooper Kupp because he was 30-something years old.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, Tyreek finished like 2 years ago as like a top 2 receiver. And you're right, like Cooper Kupp a year or 2 before that did the same exact thing. And there's just these pockets for these aging players where whether it's right or wrong, you have to recognize they're not going to improve their value.
Yeah. So when it comes down to this Golden Child, like it's not a massive necessity. It's just something to think about, especially because I know your team, you feel really confident, you feel competitive, you feel like you want to move on, but like you know that you can get a valued player here at that 2-0. That 203, that 204, even if Luther Burden sits for a year, I think at the end of the day, when at the end of next year, you're going to be like, damn, I wish I had Luther because I had that offer for Tyreek Hill. But your team has enough people to kind of help you in that scenario, even if you got rid of Tyreek. I mean, you still have Cooper Kupp, hell, right? I mean,
yeah.
So yeah, I agree.
That's points. That's kind of where I stand here, though. I mean, I want to open up the floor to hear from Golden Chow, which on YouTube is Golden Chow Gang. So there must be. Is there a brand? Is Golden Chow a brand? I wonder what it is. But I want to hear from you. Is there any questions that you have? I mean, just to quickly wrap up a couple other names here. JT, I think, is a buy rather than a sell. I've been buying Jordan Mason all offseason. Would you not prefer to go like a Burden over a Shakir though? Like if you can sell Shakir and land Luther Burden, as much as I love Shakir, maybe it's just because I have my blinders on Burden. I'm in love with him. It would be a no-brainer if someone sent me that deal.
It's probably because I have my blinders on Shakir that I don't know if I want to do that.
Right.
Like, I'll give you my quick synopsis Twitter version. I believe he's the answer for the future for that offense, because if they really felt like Shakira wasn't the guy, which I guess they did kind of feel that way by bringing in Amari Cooper, and he still wasn't involved in that offense, and they got Keon Coleman and he still outperformed Keon Coleman, I'm not sure what else could happen unless they bring in a top 15 type of wide receiver. Like if they would have traded for T, I can completely understand. If they would have gotten somebody else, like Shakira is like what they want, what Stephon Diggs was to them, even though he is nowhere near the talent. Yeah. That's how I'm viewing Shakira right now, especially with that contract extension. They got him on a good deal. I would just keep Shakira.
Yeah. He says, I want to improve quarterback and tight end. Well, look, the full transparency, the reason I didn't talk about quarterback is I see two quarterbacks on your roster that I would not sell right now. I would view both of them as very strong holds because I do believe they can improve their value. Caleb Williams is more set up than any number one overall pick has ever been in the second year of their season. New head coach, offensive mind, new offensive line entirely, weapons to die for across the entire board. I would not be like trying to upgrade from Caleb Williams. There's a very good chance Caleb Williams is a top 5 quarterback in Dynasty rankings next year by month 2. Okay, Trevor Lawrence adds Travis Hunter and another offensive mind. So you're in a position with your quarterbacks where I probably am not like actively looking to upgrade them. That's just my humble opinion on it. And then at the tight end spot, it's not a tight end premium. I don't feel like it's a position that we have to focus on, but that's why we offered that idea to try and trade up into your draft to get a Loveland or a Warren if you want. That could be very helpful. But at the same time, like between a Kraft, Kincaid, Ferguson, Strange, every week there's going to be a matchup. Like these guys are all going to be like fringe starters, and you can kind of chase matchups each and every week. If you wanted to make like a more solidified answer, I would be interested, but not in a format that doesn't give you any bonus for a tight end, right? Like I'm probably not personally going to suggest you send that 106 away and Kraft to get like a McBride or something, because I would rather spend that on different areas of your roster. But
yeah, I think. Yeah, and just to touch on that specifically on the quarterback position, I think if there's somebody that I'm wanting to sell or even just pivot, I would be okay with like Sam Darnold. Like, can I pivot to? I would rather pivot to, even though they're kind of the same age, I would go to Justin Fields. I would go to Jackson Dart, be more of a future play. Jared Goff, he's older, but then you have to give up something, right? So, which is unfortunate. But like I like what Joe TV said, like Shakir might be their Monra, unless I think that is probably the way I'm completely viewing that situation. That's how I feel.
Y'all are shooting way too high, I think.
But yes, look, maybe I'm shooting too high. At the moment, I like Shakira, and I like their situation.
I think
another year they didn't bring in anyone.
I think he's their Khalil Shakir. He's like a fine wide receiver 2/3 in fantasy football.
But he's the wide receiver 1 on the team. And he finished
that
as
doesn't
the top...
really mean anything in this Bills offense after Stephon Diggs left.
Where did he finish last year?
He was like a consistent wide receiver 2/3. Like around, I bet he probably averaged around 12 to 13 points. Is that right? Or was it more than that?
I'm going to find out.
I don't actually remember off the top of my head. I haven't researched much about that.
Yes, this is PPR. Yes, but he did miss.
He averaged 12.2 points per game. Okay. I mean, tell me I don't do this for a living.
Tell me he doesn't do it for a living.
Okay, appreciate you, man. Like Badaki said, you're gonna get your playbook. He's working on them as fast as he can. Obviously, we appreciate patience because everything's so hectic right now with draft week. But what will happen, guys, is you'll get your playbook after your live review. And if you just purchased a regular playbook, you'll get your offline review, and it'll have a lot of detail on the chalkboard for you. But yeah, you'll get that here in the next, 3-4 days? And when you get your review, go to the My Reviews tab, and then you'll see that there's a message tab on your My Reviews tab. Okay, so check, in the next 3 or 4 days there. and you should be able to see that there, right? So you'll see that message tab there, and yeah, so hopefully that makes sense, guys. Appreciate you big time. Let me refresh here. Rob purchased an offline playbook, so if he wants to upgrade, just a $10 super message, but right now we kind of have to honor just the true live tier ones, which is Hufflepuff, and I'll get to Rob's later on today as an offline one if he doesn't want to upgrade, but Hufflepuff looks like the next true live playbook here.
Yeah, awesome, and please let us know if you are here in the chat. Hufflepuff, thank you so much for the support. Looks like it's a 2 quarterback, 12 team start 11, which is rolling deep. So that is that in the chat, and he is here with us, which is awesome. Please jump in. Please jump in at any point in time with any context or any questions you have for us, man. He says, this will be my 3rd year playing Dynasty. I made an unfortunate trade prior to the rookie draft last year, giving away Burrow in the 107 for CJ Stroud in the 3rd round pick.
Dude.
If you were, I already know what Zach is going to say, which is totally fair, because I would definitely say it as well. If you were here with us.
I just wish you were watching our channel last year, because my biggest sell high all last offseason was CJ Stroud, and that is probably one of the biggest hauls I've seen for him. Burrow and the 107 last year. That's Burrow and Brian Thomas.
People were scared about Joe Burrow last year. They were in question because they didn't know how he was going to come up, and people were all in love with CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud was at the 101, 102 in some drafts. We live and we learn. And you're getting Joe Burrow like the 8, the 9 in Dynasty startups. Which, anyways, yes, like Zach said, we live and we learn. He says, I wholeheartedly want to get Bowers with that pick, and that's where he went. Gosh, I feel like I'm in a rebuild scenario. Hey, that's okay.
Well,
that's okay.
You're ranked 8th or 9th out of 12 using my rankings right now. Yeah, look, don't focus so much on the bad trades. Let's make some good ones, okay?
I made a couple bad trades in the past. I made a lot of bad trades. That's in the public.
If it helps you, Badaki sent Allen a 1st round pick for Allen Robinson in 2021. Okay, so
to be fair, I was hoping. I 100% thought that I was gonna get Chris Olave, and the dude sniped me right before. Like I was so confident, and I was like, but that's what I'm saying. That's a good example of a bad trade.
Yes,
so I'm right there.
We've all made bad trades. I've made bad trades.
I'm right there with you.
I drafted Kyle Pitts in the 2nd round when he came out. Okay, so shit happens. Anyway.
Let's have a look at this team. Michael Penix, CJ Stroud, Baker Mayfield, good quarterback room, I would say. At the running back position, Kyron Williams, Najee Harris, and really no one else. Najee signing, which you're going to potentially get Omari at that 102, is really going to solidify that backfield. So this is rolling deep, meaning you can start to 6 wide receivers. We like to prioritize wide receivers at that running back, or that flex position, T. Higgins. What did I just do? T. Higgins, Jalen Waddle, Ricky Pearsall, Jaden Reed, Jalen McMillan, and Cedric Tillman are your starting 6, but really just T and Waddle and Ricky. So you really only have 3 starting wide receivers with Ben Sinnott, Pat Frying with the 102 and your 26 first there.
This is a really interesting team because I think what we could do is we could bullshit you and we could blow smoke up your ass and be like, well, in a hypothetical world, Najee's relevant and, you know, Jaden Reed is reliable and Jalen McMillan is reliable and you smash the 102 and there's no questions about it and the 202 smashes for you and you get a tight end and you're competing. But I'd like to be more realistic with you and say you're probably about as mid as you can get in a dynasty team. Like, just across the board, this is as mid gets, right? So I would rather probably punt this year, sell Baker on a high, sell Kyron, and then look kind of towards the 26th season as a retool opportunity. That way we can potentially just gain a amount of assets that we might not be able to gain if we just kind of stick and hold where we are. Overall team grade, I would probably put this around, like I said, mid. It feels like a B- to me.
Okay.
And as far as your draft capital grade, let's just put a B plus because it is those early picks. That's great. And while the 26 class doesn't look incredible, if we're able to kind of position ourselves to get a higher pick, then we know it's going to have some value, right? There are no untouchables on this team. Let's only say his future picks. There's no reason to send your future picks away on a team like this. And look, if we go into the into the season and we're surprisingly better than we think, then we can try and compete with some trades. But yeah, that's the direction I would take right now. I'm gonna say a full 1 year punt here, not full rebuild, but 1 year punt. The holds on this team would be Ricky Pearsall, definitely worth holding. At this point, I think Penix and Stroud are also holds, considering what you paid for them, and we could have a bounce back season for them. I think McMillan is worth holding. If you're gonna just punt again, why not wait another year and see if McMillan can be in the same spot he was last year if Mike Evans moves on, for example. Drops, you got plenty of names you could drop. Trey Lance should not be rostered in any league at this point. You can drop Javon Baker if you like, Tez Walker, Gabe Davis. All these guys are droppable names. On your waiver wire, Kendrick Bourne. Outside of that, not super interested in any other name. Have we done all admin?
That's all admin.
All right, let's jump straight into this. As a 1 year punt, I'm probably going to prefer to tier out of the 102. But if you were to stick and pick, for me, that's probably Hampton. Right? And then at the 202, you're at the very end of a tier that Badaki and I are huge fans of. Okay? You're at the very end of this Harvey, Johnson, Loveland, Warren, Golden, Dart tier. Okay? And then beyond that, it's just BPA, whoever the best player available is. You can see that with our cheat sheet or rookie report on the Flock site. But I would definitely be open to tiering down from the 102, considering, again, I don't want to be middle of the pack with this team. Let me tier down. Let me get some future capital and, try and make a difference with this team moving forward. So we can go back from the 102 to the 3, 4, 5, 6, and even 7. I think the further you go down, the more return you could probably get. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Hufflepuff said, the guy with the 101 is willing to trade for my 102 and 302 for his 107, Tajay Spears, and the 201. I'm sure he is. That's a terrible offer. I'm sure he's willing to do that, though. Oh, wow. You're going to give me Tajay Spears? Thanks so much,
and the
man.
107?
I think do you think you could sell Tajay for a third round pick in like an active draft right now?
No, probably not.
I don't think so. Maybe, I don't know. But okay, so his offer is he wants your 302 on top. Yeah.
So it's the 101.
I think we can find a counter, maybe.
I think we can find a counter. Who has the 101? Let's look at this guy's team. I'm assuming it's the team. Nope. Let's see.
Yeah, it's Parlay
101
Poppy.
is Parlay Poppy.
So he's a Chiefs fan, obviously, looking at his logo there.
Do you have Chiefs? Let me find out you have a Chief.
Well, he has Worthy. I was going to start talking about Worthy, but...
Nah, he's probably someone that would take Worthy at the 103.
So why don't we think of it in this way? We want to get his first in 26 somehow. So 107, the 201, and his 26 first, or 27. Okay? And obviously, we're going to have to add on to this deal, right? It's not just going to be the 102.
We'll give him that 302 like he wanted.
What about sending, would you send Jalen Waddle in this, or is that too much? It might have to be Jalen Waddle.
It might have to be Jalen Waddle.
And then you can potentially ask back for the 301, maybe. Like, maybe that gets us in a happy place. That seems relatively fair.
Let me look. It seems fair. So 107, it's a big batch. I could still be Quinshawn. So I just need to put names to this. So the Quinshawn Junkins, RJ Harvey, and the 26 first.
Honestly, I would do this deal without needing the 301 as well.
Yeah, because sometimes those wide receivers fall to you. Sometimes Cam Ward falls to you there.
You definitely want to try and obviously maximize out of that. But let's look at our other options here. So let's go and find these picks here. Fried Egg has a 103. So I'd love to get 103, 104. And then what we can do is send him Jalen Waddle, for example, like we just talked about. Would you do this deal if you were going to include Baker Mayfield maybe? So I don't think you can get a top 4 pick for Baker Mayfield anyway. You're tearing down one spot to sell Baker, basically.
Yeah.
And that guy needs a quarterback. I mean, maybe you can, if you think you can stretch it to getting the 203 as well, then that will be great. If you think you can stretch it that far. I mean, shoot, even if that doesn't work, you can also try and like send another negotiation where 302 on top. But again, that is an option as well. The 105 here has Rashee Rice. So I'd be fine to do the Rashee Rice type of deal. The 102, let's say we'll send you the 302 and the 402 as like a starting offer there. We already talked about the 104. Does this guy need a quarterback? No, not really. So let's keep looking. The 106 here.
Yeah, 106.
I'd love to get JJ McCarthy. I know exactly what I would do here. I want the 106 JJ McCarthy. And I want your future 26 pick or 27. Again, it's interchangeable for your situation. All right. And we're going to give you the 102 and Baker Mayfield. Right? So he's technically tearing up at quarterback because most people have Mayfield ahead of McCarthy. And then you're moving back to gain that additional first.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Those would be the main ideas I'd have to try and tear down there. But look, it always has to be said, if you're not able to tear down, you do not need to force it.
Stick and pick.
You can totally stick and pick and just add a great player to your roster. There's nothing wrong with that. We can sell Baker. We can sell Kyron. I would say in season, you can try and sell Kyron. Might be a little bit better. Remember, you don't have to have everybody off your roster here in April or May. Are we in May now? Yeah, May. You can wait. But Baker, Kyron, Najee, might as well sell T. Not that we have to, but
yeah,
you know, like if you can get like the 104 and a, you know, who has a 104? It's that same team, isn't it? The 104 and the 203. Something like that.
Yeah.
The 104 and the 204. I mean, and then you can send again like that. That 402 that you have or something. I don't know. Or you can send him for 2 future firsts. And send T. Higgins in the 302, for example. Plenty of flexibility there. With Kyron in season, you really want to target like an early to mid first if you can.
First, yeah.
And with Najee, I would say any second in any year is probably going to be fine with us. And I would say the price is the same on Baker Mayfield there when you're looking at like getting future assets. Hufflepuff says, who would you target with those mid-late round firsts? Well, you'll notice we stayed in that tier. Every one of these trades that we didn't go outside the 107. And that tier for me, if you look at my rookie report, or our rookie report, sorry, that Badaki's worked so hard on. And we've put this together, very proud of it. I'll give you a little look here at our final rookie rankings. If you look at that super flex spot there, and you look at my tiers, you'll see there's this big tier from Travis Hunter to Tet, Travion, Judkins, Ward. These are all fantastic options for you. And that's why we specifically stayed in that tier. You don't need to target a specific position because, again, we're punting. Doesn't matter if you have 7 wide receivers and no running backs on your team at this point. Just get the most valuable player possible. But that's the approach I would take with this team, and I'd love to hear if he has any thoughts. But anything else you want to add there?
No, honestly, just continue. I think, like Zach said, biggest thing is if you can get into these trade zones, don't force it. Do not take a lesser value for some of these for these players, because at that 102 is pretty significant. So you want to get the best trade that you could possibly get. So I appreciate it. Thank you. And you should be seeing your playbook here within the next couple of days. Once again, patience is appreciated. Just Zach and I here working on the back end, trying to get everything done for you guys. But we're going to get a playbook customized with everything that we drew up here for you today, here, Helpful Puff, and everyone else that has gotten a playbook. So we appreciate you.
Yes, appreciate you big time, my friend. And again, if you guys are out there and you are wanting the same thing for yourself, what to do with your draft capital, customized game plan for your offseason, you can get that by becoming a promo code LAND member, annual Mother Flocker member. And you'll get a voucher that you can use through the Flock store to submit a team to us. Just make sure you get the live tier if you want it done on the stream. Otherwise, it will be sent offline. And we appreciate you guys big time. You can check out the pinned comment if you want to get involved. I, for the life of me, can't pull up. I thought we just had someone just purchase a playbook, but I can't see their playbook on our end, and I'm thinking maybe I misunderstood.
They signed up. I think they signed up, but they haven't submitted their playbook. Are you seeing
Intrepid?
Yeah, Intrepid. Yeah, so it looks like they signed up, but I haven't seen them submit their playbook as of yet. So
okay, yeah. Okay. Well, that is probably it for today then, guys, as far as these live playbooks, which is totally fine because we should probably go churn some of these out. But I just want to tell that everyone here, so AJ, Bicelio, Ecstatic, Silos, Football Daddy, Rainbow Tucker, Reese's Pieces, all of your offline playbooks are finished. And then I'm going to work on the rest of yours today. But Badaki is just obviously churning them out as fast as he possibly can. Mike, is maybe the last question on today's video.
Appreciate you, Mike. Thank you so much. He says, Nico 107, 212 for Devonta Smith in the 101. My top 2 running backs are Walker and Pacheco currently. Nico, the 107, the 212 for Devonta Smith in the 101. I mean, I don't know how you feel, but
that feels pretty affordable for the 101.
I
love Nico, but
it does feel affordable.
Devonta is probably priced around that 107 mark. He's probably a little bit cheaper. I think in startups now, Genty's going to clearly go ahead of Nico, but I think they'll be within like 6 picks of each other. So it's maybe a little bit of an overpay, but it's reasonable for the 101.
I think that's kind of where I'm at. If I had to give you a hard answer right now, Mike, I'll probably say if I can guarantee that 107 is going to be the Judkins or the Travions, which I highly doubt, I would just keep Nico and the 107.
Shout out to the Ladster on the stream. I have
How you going, brother?
I can't wait to see you, man. I can't wait to see you in August. I've missed the thing I miss the most about the Flock League is just seeing Danny's clips and seeing him go crazy. But
we need to get that poker night going over there too, man. Do they have a casino in Texas? No, not casinos. Is not like that in America. Sorry, isn't it like in Arizona and?
Well, no, they have casinos everywhere. They're just pretty, for the most part, they're typically awful outside of Vegas. But appreciate the Ladster being here, brother. I tried to watch the BDGE trivia. I think I got like 10 minutes in, and you were killing it, but I just got distracted by something else. But hope you guys represented and showed out. I know you probably would have showed out. But I appreciate you, man. Mike says, do you not have to overpay for Genty though? Yes. I mean, that's essentially what we're saying. Like, again, Genty and Nico are probably going to go within 6 picks of each other of a startup. Devonta Smith might be less valuable than the 107, but again, to get a premium player like Genty, you're kind of meeting in the middle, which is why we we kind of landed on it's relatively even. Ladster says, all love, lads. Tried to also get myself one, but Visa being weird, so I'll make sure to get the next one. Good luck, brothers. Keep grinding. I appreciate that,
you, man.
Appreciate you big time.
That's love. That's love.
Appreciate you, dude. And we'll see you very soon. But that's the end of today's stream. Thanks everybody for the love, for the support. Had a fun time with the draft. Had a fun time looking at your teams. And we'll see you guys. Well, this is our last stream of the week, but we'll be live on Monday night with another real rookie draft. So we'll see you then. Nothing but love.
Love.